Okay. It just really didn't like me 95% of the time. But it looks like it's working now. Uh, we're good. We're good. Arturia. The girl should write a passage be known by that name from that day on. It was a time of chaos and war. Ooh. It began with the demise of an empire. An empire believed to be indestructible was only awaiting its destruction at the hands of the invading barbarians. To prepare for the war against the barbarians, the empire deprived this island country of any military force. That was the beginning. Once our country lost the empire's protection, it could no longer escape becoming independent, and it broke into smaller countries in no time. The barbarian invasions, self-destructive strife between clans, a long period of war that would later be called the Dark Ages, should be born into this period as heir to the throne. It was a long period of chaos. The king believed that the Mag's prophecy and yearned for the birth of his appointed successor. But the child that was born was not like the one the king desired. The child was not a boy. Even if the child was fated to become king, he could not make a child that was not a boy his successor. The girl was entrusted to the king's vassals and raised as the child of a mere knight. The king fell into despair, but the Magus was delighted. The sex of the one to become king had never mattered. He was confident that the fact that the girl being separated from the castle until the day of the prophecy was proof that she would become king. The grew up a successor under the simple and wise old knight. The old knight did not really believe the Mag's prophecy. He just felt the same air from the girl as he did from his king, so he felt he must raise her as a knight, and he wished her to grow. But the knight did not even wish for such a thing, as the girl trained day after day to become stronger than anyone. Only a king can save a ruined country headed for death. The girl swore to bear a sword for that reason alone, without ever being told to do so. So the day of prophecy arrived. Knights and lords from around the country gathered to be selected as the king. Every one of them expected the selection to be jousting if the most superior was to become king. The only thing prepared at place of selection was a naked sword struck in a stone. On the hilt of the sword was a golden inscription. With pulleth the sword of the stone, the rightful king, born of England. Many knights grabbed the sword, following that command, but no one was able to pull the sword out, and the knights began to accept methods of selection by jousting. As a girl, she was only an apprentice. She was not qualified to joust. The girl neared the deserted stone of selection and reached out for the sword without hesitation. No, you should think things through before you do that. Did they actually keep Merlin's voice actor through this entire time? Because that'd be amazing. When she turned around, before her was most feared Magus in the country. Magus said that she would only be human once she took hold of that sword. The girl only responded with a nod. Becoming a king means no longer being human. She was prepared for that ever since she was born. In short, a king is someone who kills everyone to protect everyone. The young girl thought it every night and shuddered until the morning came. No day passed that she did not fear that fact. But the girl said it would end this day. The sword was pulled out as if it was only natural to do so. The place was filled with light. In that instant, she became something not human. A king's gender does not matter. No one will care about the king's appearance or even notice if the king acts like a king. Even if nobody noticed that the king was female, there would be no problem if she was a good king. Perhaps because of the sword's magic, the girl's growth stopped at that time as well. Many knights feared it as ominous, but most praised them as master's immortality as divine. And thus, the time of the king would become the legend starting. The battles of the new king were indeed acts of a god of war. The king always led from the front. No enemies could stand in her way. Arturia, the god of war. There was no defeat for a body admired as a dragon in human form. For 10 years and 12 battles, she knew only victory. Those were the days she ran through as king. She never turned back and never disgraced. She was raised as the king and fulfilled her obligations as the king. Is that why I saw such a figure? Her soul must be still on the battlefield. Before daybreak, resting her body in the wind under the indigo blue sky, she gazes at the distance. The sky is high and the clouds are flowing fast. Under the clear air, she is looking at the great army she faces with her sword in hand. That figure is burned in and will not go away. She and her sword are one. The sword from the stone that chose the king. I think the brilliance of the sword that selected her fate is also her brilliance. But I wonder in the dream. That sword is different than the one she had. It is similar, but different. The one she used last night is different from this sword. So, how did she lose such a fine sword? When I wake up, I'm in my room. It's light outside. I guess I fell asleep after coming back to my room, unable to make a decision. That dream. It was a strange dream. Events that I shouldn't know about, things I don't know about Saber. Is it possible for me to dream about them? But that sword was certainly different from the one Saber had. I vaguely think Saber's true identity that was hidden. To be honest, I still can't accept who she is. Saber is just Saber. Can't change my attitude just because I know who she was before. And I don't think Saber would want that either. But it suited her. The sword from yesterday suited her, but the sword in my dream also suited her. No, you could say I was fascinated with yesterday's sword and the sword in my dream. It seems I fall for swords easily. I also thought Lancer's lance was beautiful when I saw it, but my interest in swords is exceptional. It seems I'm easily attracted to swords. Well, it's not like that only just started. Take a deep breath and reach for my sweaty face. but it sure is hot. The sweat off my forehead. Even though it's winter, my body is burning. It feels like my blood is getting hotter, and I feel restless. I wonder why. Ever since I saw Saber's sword, my body has been strangely hot. My hand that bears a command spell is hot, as if holding a pocket heater. It's like that time Tosaka made me swallow that jewel. It's itchy, or it makes me want to run around. Take a deep breath and try to calm myself. I guess Saber's still asleep. Saber hasn't woken up once since last night. But it still seems she's getting better. Her breathing is calm now, and there's no sign of her gasping in pain. Saber is sleeping peacefully. This is an everyday morning scene. Maybe if I let her sleep like this, she might get back to normal. Then there'll be no need for her to kill people. And just like now, Saber be with me and selfish of me. I hit the wall. I'm so weak it makes me sick. My fault Saber's in that state. Who am I to say? I get up trying not to make a sound. I don't know when Saber will wake up. But I have to make a decision before she does. Tosaka must still be asleep. There's no energy in the house, and it feels like it's abandoned. No, I'm just depressed. I can't decide, so I'm wandering around gray state, and that causes the world to be vague. I hear something cut through the air. Again, it's from the yard, but that... Remember that sound? Yeah. I don't feel like cooking breakfast right now, so I'll take a walk and check it out. It's much colder than usual outside. It must really be cold if my burning body feels it. So cold, it's snow. It's from the shed area. The sound is coming periodically across the yard, breathing like us. He's in front of the shed. I kind of knew he would be there, but I wasn't surprised. He must have been shooting arrows until now. He lowers his bow in displeasure as soon as he sees it. That's dangerous. Don't shoot bows at someone else's house. What are you going to do if you hit someone? I would not have to do anything, as I'm not using any arrows. One could hit something that is not fired. He doesn't need to tell me that. The sound was Archer's bowstring cutting through the air. I don't know why, but Archer isn't using any arrows, but only holding his bow. That's a good bow. I wasn't, but you really are an archer. Well, I'm not an archer like the ones you know, so I would not be able to answer you if you asked me about archery. Your arrows are sure to target yourself, while my arrows are sure to hit an enemy. The archer you have in mind must have the respect, manners, and politeness. As I thought, I can't get along with him. I don't intend to ask you about archery. I was just wondering what you were doing. As you can see, I am merely checking my condition. The wound Saber gave me has healed. I cannot stay on watch forever. I see. He's healed now, that means Tosaka should return to the war. Turn away. Since Tosaka and Archer have rejoined the battle, I must make a decision. I have to think seriously some... There is a concept called follow-through. The time you have after you take your shot. I believe that is the only thing you haven't got to your archery and mine. You don't have to tell me about the 8 stages of shooting. Just listen. They say the body stick there naturally after you shoot a bow. I heard that what you call follow-through. Certainly. There are 8 movements in archery called the 8 stages of shooting. The last one, the follow-through, is the state that comes after shooting an arrow, but... yeah. So what about it? I'm talking about your mental preparation. Follow-through is not intended to ascertain if the arrow has hit the target. An arrow has hit the target even before it is released. The archer lets the arrow go according to that image. So there is no need to check if the arrow has hit or not. Because if you think the arrow will hit, it will hit the target. If you do not, the arrow will not hit. That's not true. There are shots that will, no matter how much you think they will, everybody would hit the target every time. You have to do so without hitting it. Is that so? Well, you hit the target every time. Well, this statement makes my heart jump. That's certainly... I do not care about that. There's only one thing I want to tell you. Follow through is not intended to ascertain if you have the target or not. What happens, the released arrow is obvious. So follow through is a preparation to accept that result, is it not? I know. So you're saying I should see this through to the end, right? Exactly. I heard about Saber's situation. You should have no getting that she would end up like this. She will disappear in time if she fights without magical energy supply. That fact is already determined, so all that's left is to accept the result. Is he saying that no matter what happens to Saber because of my decisions, all I can do is see what happens? Turn him back on Archer. I will leave this guy once and for all. Oh, one more thing. I will tell you since you don't seem to know. Avoid. Saber should have known she would disappear if she used her noble phantasm. She probably did not intend to use her noble phantasm until the very end. The usual offensive tone is present in his voice. There was only one reason she used her noble phantasm in spite of that. She chose to protect you over her own existence. Never forget that. His voice holds honest sincerity. Status of weapon screens were updated. Saber has been updated with the true name of Artoria. Yeah, I'm not reading all this. There's a lot. But pretty much, this is not quite accurate to what I was going for. She also has charisma of B. And we've already done Excalibur. I don't think Archer's been updated actually at all. Actually, I don't think Archer's ever going to get updated in this. I think this is the most you're going to get out of him. You might get a few skills, I think, but that's it. And you also have gotten Caliburn, a holy sword that symbolizes England, the King of Knights, King Arthur. It is the symbol of a king pulled out of the chosen stone under the guidance of the Magus Merlin. It is different from the sword that was granted with the Fairy of the Lake, and later its characteristics of and disorder. But it seems Saber's more attached to this holy sword. Since a sword is a symbol of power, the sword carried by the king usually ends up being degraded by a status of an ornament covered by decorations. This is the biggest difference between Excalibur and Caliburn. In exchange for being a beautiful sword, its effectiveness as a weapon does not match that of Excalibur. In the legend, it is said to have broke when King Arthur fought in a battle going against the principles of chivalry. Maybe it helps that it's colder than today is. There's no one around, and it looks like I'm the only one this time. I sit on the bench sluggishly. I came to a deserted place as I wished to. Now that I'm here, I must decide what to do. There are no choices that will postpone the problem. If I am to end the Holy Grail War by defeating other masters, I need Saber to stay. No, even without that, I don't want her to disappear. But that means having Saber attack people like Ryder did. There's no way I can do that. Making Saber do such a thing, I'd be telling her to die. First of all, Saber would surely refuse. But when I hang my head, I see my left hand. I have 2 command spells left. If I use one, I can force Saber to follow my command. I'm bite my lip and discard the ridiculous thought. I don't know how long I remain slumped on this bench. Does my fingers start to tremble from the cold? Oh, I thought you were gone already, but you're here. Call. It is you. Hello, Shiro. You have a serious expression. What's wrong? You're here by yourself again? It's dangerous. You know, even when other masters. As I start to say that, I'm amazed by my stupidity. Ilia is a master too. I shouldn't be worrying about this. And anyway, aren't we enemies? Sorry. I can't afford to talk. We're lucky to see each other, but I can't talk with you. It's getting cold today, so you should go home. Sitting on the bench, I dismiss Ilia. There are things I need to talk to her about. I have my hands full with Saber right now. What's going on? Ilia doesn't say anything, she just stares at me as if I'm strange. Ilia. I'm trying to be I know, Saber's going to disappear, right? And you're wondering what to do. Suddenly, the girl in front of me. Cool. Ilia.
そんなことで悩むなんてバカみたい。シローがそんなだから、ライダーのマスターにも逃げられたのよ。
Stupid to worry about such things. That's why you let Ryder's master escape. All you have to do, the loser, is to kill them. Move my legs. I know it's bad to stay sitting down, so I put power in them to stand up. But my body does not move as if entranced by Ilia. Do you know how about that? I don't even need to tell you, right? I was at the building last night too. Well, I could only watch from inside the building. I move my arms and legs, but they won't at all. It feels like it's difficult. More power into them. Just those eyes. Look at you, those red eyes make my body go numb. You're bound already. You know you don't have any protection, right? I thought it'd be easy to capture you if you were alone. But you're so cute for falling for it this easily. Yeah, you... It's useless, Oni-chan. You won't be able to move now. You won't be able to speak soon. But don't, you need to work. I didn't come here today to talk either. Murderous intent mixes with Ilia's gaze. This is the same Ilia as that night, when she was a master of Berserker. You're gonna kill me here? Gritting my teeth to gather all my strength. But I can't even twitch my fingers. Every nerve in my body is wrapped by Ilia's stare. Yep. Because it doesn't matter if you're a master anymore, right? You'll be on your own once Saber disappears, so I can't let you be a master. Once your means of fighting is gone, I can kill you easily. Ilia raises her hand, her white slender fingers touch my chest. I'm glad I found you before anyone else killed you. So good night, Oni-chan. Saber's going to disappear anyway, so it should be a relief that it happens faster, right? My vision fades. Sensation in my limbs is already gone, and my vision is gone as well. How long has it been since I felt into this darkness? While I wonder whether or not I am dead, my consciousness fades away. My body is burning. Even though my consciousness is deep in darkness, my body is feeling that it is alive. I see. I guess I'm alive then. But even if that is the case, that's only for the moment. Ilia said it too. Once your means of fighting is gone, I can kill you easily. She's right. I can't fight at all without Saber. The Holy Grail Wars battle between servants. I cannot possibly match one of those servants. That fact has been proven many times already. It was a merciless beating. As Saber said, my battle against the servant is to survive. I couldn't even do that. I was cut all over my body, and on top of that, thrown on the ground from a third floor window. I only survived because of an abnormality in my body that I don't even understand. That fact is so vexing, it makes me mad. I can't stop the disaster occurring around me. The one in front of me is unbeatable. Even though I chose to fight. I chose to fight as a master to stop people from getting hurt, but I could not protect them. It pisses me off. The superhero I've admired since childhood always is the win, or it's meaningless. My body is burning, the whole demanding that I must win. But I don't have any winning or a way to fight. How would I be able to fight? I don't have the skills to fight alongside Saber without being a burden to her. That is a mistake as well, and Miyashiro is not fit for fighting, because your fight is supposed to be a mental fight, a fight with your own self. Suddenly, I remember the back of the man who said those words. And Miyashiro has no chance of winning if it comes down to fighting. None of your skills will be of any use against a servant. I know. I realize that even in that case, at least imagine. As an opponent cannot match in real life, beat it in your imagination. If you cannot beat it yourself, imagine something that you could beat it with. He doesn't need to tell me something I already know. If I'm going to win, I'm going to do it in my head. What else could I win with? I can't imagine myself beating a serpent. I can't handily deceive one myself, and an image created by deceiving myself will be full of flaws. There's no way I can match a serpent. A first-class illusion is such a third-rate image. So, what would I be able to beat? And what will I beat it with? I am searching for that answer to that question. I'm searching for the answer even now. A golden sword. It's a sword for her alone. I don't want it myself. It's just beautiful. I just want to hold it in my hands if it's permitted. It's a bad habit for amateur magas. While I examine the contents, see a drink suitable for my position. But if this is a dream, I should be allowed to at least think about it. First, I assume the basic structure of reproducing composing material. The basic form using strengthening magic isn't enough as I thought. Strengthening is changing something that's already there, so it's meaningless with something that isn't there at all. So if I'm to remember that sword, I have to put more effort into it. Well before the basics. Process of waste I came up with before Kiditsuku taught me how to use strength magic. Was supposed to take shape? When I come to, I'm in a ridiculous place. What is this place? Lots of animals. This isn't just some place I've never seen before. It has a bed with a gorgeous canopy, a long carpet that makes it look like you could sink into your ankles. Stone fireplace isn't just decorative, but actually functional. Patterns on the wall aren't just wallpaper and are actually engraved. I'm used to mansions like Shinji's house, but this is on a different level. It's embarrassing to say, but this is like a castle you'd read in fairy tales. My mind almost falls unconscious. My eyes strangely heavy, my body circulating poorly. I feel like I'll fall asleep again if I let my guard down. What happened? I tried to remember with my hazy mind. Oh yeah, I was bound by Ilya and lost consciousness. Oh, I'm caught by Ilya, huh? No one is in the room. My body feels heavy, but it seems I could at least raise my arm. Well, I'm tied up? My dazed mind instantly wakens. Realizing the danger I'm in, I studied my situation first. I'm sitting in a chair, my hands behind my back. Handcuffs? No, they're just tied with rope. I'm not in the worst condition, but it makes no difference to the fact that I cannot move. My body is still numb, and I can even get up with my hands tied. No, I don't see one as expected. There's no clock in the room. The window is behind me. I turn around, much as I can, but the curtain draped over it. I cannot tell what's outside, but the sun has already set outside. I met Ilya in the morning, so that means at least half a day has passed. I can't be doing this now. I don't even know where I am, but I have to go home and save her as quickly as I can. Saber's weakening. I can't trouble her by or know that I've been kidnapped. I pull up my hands. Even though I am to run away, I have to do something with this rope tied behind my back first. Door opens. I release my power at the same time. She walks in. Oh, you're finally awake. Good morning, Oni-chan. How are you feeling? Ilya is acting totally different from before. Her cold eyes are gone. Ilia before me, the white girl who was talking in that park the other day. What's wrong? You don't seem energetic. Is your body still not moved? Odd. You should be able to talk by now. Looks at me, tilting her head. It looks like she's just worried about me. I'm fine. I can talk. My head's clear enough to know I've been captured. I glared at you. What? Are you dissatisfied? We usually put our captured enemies in the dungeon. I felt bad about doing this to you, so I brought you to my room as a special exception. I don't know if I should be thankful or not. But anyway, I'm starting to understand the situation. I get the situation. I'm captured and this is your place, right? I say sharply, killing my emotions. As long as I don't know the full detailed situation, I should listen for now. That's right. I told you before that I live in a castle in the forest. This is the castle in a big forest, and there's nothing around here. It takes a few hours by car to get to the town you live in. Nobody will come to save you, nor will there be any nuisances. I see. I get that, but why did you do it? If you wanted to kill me, you could have just done so out of heart. I don't intend to kill you, Shiro. You're mine. I'll kill the other master, but you're special. That's why I locked you up here. So there's no other interruptions. I ought to make you lean back. Ilia puts her face close to mine as if not caring about my feelings. Ilia. I know it's indiscreet, my heart fast from the weight of Ilia on my leg. Even though she's not heavy, she feels so alive I can't think straight. Yeah. Like I thought Shiro is special. Do you want to become my servant? If you're going to be my servant, I won't have to kill you. All you have to do is nod, and I can spare you. This is nothing half-hearted. Ilia's words are so pure that I won't be able to take it back if I nod. And if I do betray her, all her purity would probably turn into hatred. With Ilia so close to me, my confused mind freezes. This isn't just that she likes me. Ilia's questions asking me if I want to live or die. You don't even need to think about it, right? You don't have Saber already. You don't have any way to fight. So it'll be useless to stay as a master now. Saber hasn't disappeared yet, and I won't let that happen. Yeah. But she'll be killed easily in her condition. It's fine. You can stay here if you're going to stay here forever. I'll protect you too. Ilia snuggles up to me. I don't even have the freedom to push her away. I don't know what'll happen if I disobey her. But I still can't nod to Ilia's words. I can't. Get off me, Ilia. No matter what you say. She smiles and looks up at her bewildered face. You don't get it, do you? Look, you're just a bird in a cage right now. It's my decision if you live or not. So you should say anything to make me mad. I've waited for 10 years. It's too boring just to kill you here, right? But her voice sounds like a girl who wants a toy. I gasp, sensing the cruelty that sent a chill up my spine. This is your last chance, Oni-chan. I'll ask you one more time. Your eyes are full of hope. True. Be mine. Celia says so, as if allowing no refusal. Of course there's a bad end here. Oh. We have a guest. Hello, yes. No, we have to say no to the lolly. I don't even need to think about it. And I can only take so much. Why does everyone think that Saber is disappearing? Saber won't disappear, and I'm going to fight with her until the very end. I can't undermine that oath with something like this. Ilia, I can't do what you're telling me. I have Saber. As long as I have Saber, I will only fight as a master. I hear her gasp. Her red eyes open in an instant like rigor mortis. I see. You're going to betray me too, huh? Ilia backs away. The girl looks down at me, not getting upset. Fine. You won't listen to me, I won't listen to you either. I've let you guys up until now, but I'm done with that. Ilia's voice is filled with murderous intent. I feel an ominous tone to it. Wait here. I'll be done right away. What are you going to do, Ilia? I'm going to go kill Saber and Rin. You'll regret your actions a bit if I kill them. Don't say so sweet. Saber and Rin have nothing to do with this. I'm saying my own reasons alone. That's so. I'm going to kill them anyway. You'll be next, Shiro. I don't need you if you're not going to be mine. She starts to go. She's serious. She's going to kill Saber and Tosato. Don't do it either. There's a reason. I can't let other masters live. That's the Holy Grail war, right? Idiot. Don't say you're going to kill people that easily. It doesn't suit you. You're still a child, so you can't do this. She's older than you. after looking at me in amazement.
残念ね。
Too bad. I've already killed the Master Oni-chan. Ilya says so with a cheerful face.
もっとも、それは昨
It
日
was
の
only
話だ
yesterday,
け
though.
ど。
It was unexpected in a way, since I thought you were going to kill him. At that moment, my surprise to clearly understand what she's talking about, Ilya said, "It was in the building last night, so wasn't the Master fleeing in front of her perfect prey? Ilya, you..."
ごめんね。
I'm sorry.
シロがや
I
ら
did
な
it
いから
because you didn't.
私がやっちゃ
I
う
don't
ね
like snatching things, though. You sound so guilty. At all. For Ilya, it must have been nothing at all. That makes me realize, no, I should have known the last time I met her. This girl has no sense of good or evil. If the girl laughing innocently is Ilya, the girl laughing mercilessly is also Ilya. It's not like a devil and an angel are in her at the same time. It's just that Ilya is a devil called an angel.
それじゃあ行ってくるわ。帰
And
っ
I'm
てきたらシロの番
It'll
なん
be
だ
your
から
turn when I come back.
せいぜ
So
い
try your best to escape.
もっともカゴ
But a
から
bird
逃
is
げ
a bird
出せ
because
な
they
いと
cannot escape
お
from
兄
the
ちゃん
cage.
じゃこの鳥かごから
I
は
don't
出
think
ら
you'll
れ
be
な
able
い
to
でし
escape
ょう
from
け
this
ど
cage. Ilya leaves the room. What she says is true. And she doesn't understand the threats or haggling. Everything she says is true. So I can't stay here forever. I have to escape and meet up with Saber before Ilya attacks me. Okay. I shake my body and try to loosen the ropes. You must really think I can't escape as there's no one in the room. I can get out these ropes by myself if no one's keeping watch, but... Damn, my body is still not working well enough. Even though I can move, my limbs are heavy as steel, and moving them will run me out of breath. She must have anticipated this. That's why she said I won't be able to get away. Certainly I can't move. Even if I can get the rope off, I won't be able to escape, and my body will move to my satisfaction. It's not because I'm tired. Yeah, I can't move because I saw Ilya's eyes. Must be what they call mystic eyes. They say a superior magus is able to intervene magically with a target just by looking into their eyes. A common for mystic eyes is binding, so this must be something like that. As eyes perceive visual information, their disadvantage is that they are weak against suggestion. They are also really, really easy to block. You know, wear glasses. Our magus usually cast some sort of protection over their eyes to shut out other people's magical energy. Who knows what Tosaka would say if she found out bound by suggestion without even casting a spell. Well, they're just mystic eyes that are acquired with the use of magic. But I hear monsters born with such eyes don't even need to look at the eyes of their target. These people exhibit the ability just by looking, but I hear such powers are rare. So, fortunately, it doesn't seem Ilya's mystic eyes are the special kind. This is just an intervention, sending her magical energy into my body. Then there will be a way to dispel myself. I can't move my body because magical energy invaded my nerves. So if I remove that magical energy, I will be able to move again. It's simple. If Maida has collected, all I have to do is wash it out with water. Closing my eyes, I concentrate on the inside of my body. I don't have the skills to detect or remove someone else's magical energy within me. But such skills aren't necessary if the magical energy is not rooted in my body. If Ilya's magical energy is stagnant in my body, all I have to do is channel strong enough magical energy through me to push it out. Sorry. It's a violent method, but it's all I can do. I apologize to my body as some consolation. All I have to do is my daily routine. The ritual where I drive the nerve into my back. No, it's not that anymore. There's no need to make a new one now. I can just push the switch inside. I don't know. I don't have to make a magic circuit inside me to switch my nerves into a magic circuit. Trace on. I can spells suggest myself. Spells do not do anything to the world. It is only something that casts onto oneself when intervening in with the world. Words are the best way to make your body transform. An order that only works on the self to create a divine mystery. A very simple magic called spell. Basic structure analyzed. My circulation speeds up. My body gains power. My body turns diverse for pumping magical energy. It must be the distance of the jewel Tosaka made me swallow. The creation of magical energy that usually takes me an hour now only takes an instant. Composition analyzed. I don't even need to push the switch. I can just let magical energy circulate in my hands and go. Well, I say push the switch, but someone figured out where the switch thing is. The heat goes wild. Calmly controlling my speeding heartbeat, I let my hands go from the spine and cord. Blood spills out of my mouth. Some vein must have been cut or something must have ripped inside me. I channeled the magical energy to wash out the mud inside of me. For fortune, I only ended up coughing up blood. And to add, I don't feel any pain. Nice! Maybe I don't feel pain because of that self-healing thing. It's abnormality, and I don't understand it. But I'm just happy to have it at times like this. It's my greatest and only strength for any wounds to heal if they're not fatal. What should I do carefully is not relying on it. Because it's the causes unknown. If I get myself injured relying on the healing might go away the next time. So I shouldn't rely on such a vague miracle. Alright, the rope ends. I loosen the rope. My wrists are bruised, but my hands weren't tied tightly. I don't think it was Ilya that tied me up, but it wasn't tied too tightly. First of all, Ilya wouldn't be able to carry me here. Is there someone other than Ilya who isn't that too strong? Definitely not Berserker. If he tied me up, my wrist would have been twisted off right then. I get up from the chair with a stupid remark. It's good that I can move freely now, but it seems the movement was too violent. I don't have any wounds, but magical energy is still raging inside me. Just moving causes my body to be pummeled from the inside. It must be the pain. Dizziness and nausea assail me, and my limbs are senseless. I won't be able to get back home before Ilya like this. I'm being too faint-hearted. There's no time to think like that. Slap my cheeks and start walking. As I head to the door. I hear a sound on the other side of the wall. Footsteps. Few of them. These people approaching while talking to stop in front of the door. A patrol. Damn, why do they have to come now? There's no time to hide. I should. It doesn't really matter which option you choose actively, I believe. Because these are basically the same type of options. They don't really lead anywhere. I'm just going to use the chair because that's the basic one. I have no time to think. What if it's beneath the body? So I should just avoid fighting until I feel better. Alright. Cross my arms, try to pretend I'm tied up. The door opens. Is it Ilya or someone from the castle? Anyway, just before the person enters the room, I managed to sit down in the chair, put my arms behind my back. Are you alright, Shiro? I'm stunned. I'm seriously wondering if this is a comfortable illusion. You are tied up. Let me tell you something. The rope isn't tight. I take my hands out to show her. I don't understand. Were you not held captive here? Well, I managed to free myself and I was just about to escape, but someone came, so I pretended to still be captured. I see. You tried to take enemy's guard to able to escape more certain. Saber is impressed. Well, I won't tell her that I didn't think what to do after that. Saber's not an illusion, right? I gotta touch Saber. Shiro, please don't. You touch me like that. Yeah, you're real. Oh, but why are you here? I should not even tell you. There is no need for reason to protect Master. Is it only natural? Come, save you when you held captive. Ask you how you know I was captured. No, more importantly, why are you here? This is Ilya's hideout. It's not a place for you. I should be asking you. What were you doing here? I told you so many times not to go off by yourself, yet you were so easily captured by Ilya's field, and then taken to a place like this. You're disqualified as a master. I shall not be satisfied unless you apologize to me in some way. I certainly care less about why you're here. You can't move properly, right? What are you thinking of coming to Ilya's castle in such a state? No, what are you thinking? A servant's role to protect its master. You have been captured, so it doesn't matter that this Ilya's field's castle. Saber speaks clearly. Her figure is just what it was before. It's different from the figure sleeping, weak, and in pain. Shiro, why are you silent all of a sudden? Did you suffer any wounds while you were held captive? No, that's not it. I'm fine. More than that, I'm glad you took slow. I really regained my peace of mind. I'm surprised Saber's here, but I'm happy she's back to normal. Maybe it's just selfish prejudice. I think Saber is meant to act like this. Sorry, Saber, but I don't understand. You came to save me, right? Yes. Is it on? Thank you. You are a godsend. I'm glad. There's no problem now. I'll just love to escape with Saber and... Hey. Why can't I see Tosaka? Tosaka? Is she really... You seem to be doing well than I expected. Maybe there was no need for us to come, huh? That's what I said, Rin. You should have left Ebi and Shiro to be. This is the kind of man that's trouble from the people around him and survives. This was a good opportunity. He would have died if you had abandoned him. That is inexcusable, Archer. I am the one that asked for help, but you do not have the right to insult Shiro. So you should act like that now, that your master is safe, huh? The master like this, and the servant is the same. I guess you have to respect to your allies. Well, we'll fight eventually. It'll be easier to fight if we know feelings are held. Saber falls silently as if I hit a sore spot. This guy... Does he not get along with Saber either? That's it. You still remember the situation we're in, right? You don't have time to be standing around chatting. You have to retreat before Elixfield gets back. One second. You guys can... Knowing this place is Ilia's castle... No, first of all, Ilia went out with the intending to kill them. Then, does that mean Ilia and Tosaka missed each other? That's okay. I think Ilia's heading to my place now. If you guys didn't come here, I think he could have ended up fighting her. Yeah, it seems so. I confirm Ilia and Berserker leaving. Well, we wouldn't have come in like this if it wasn't for that. I see. Tosaka took drastic measures because she knew Ilia went outside. She's as direct as ever, but that turned to be best this time. Anyway, we'll talk later. I came prepared with eyes that at Anchor's base, but it'd be great if we didn't have to meet them. We can't match Berserker already, but with Saber in that state. Tosaka said between me and Saber. Tosaka, what do you mean Saber's state? She looks fine, just like normal. Hey now, convenient things like that never happen. Saber hasn't healed at all. Can't you tell by looking she's barely even standing? Rin, you promised not to talk about that. Sorry, I'm running back. It's bad to hide it. And it's something we couldn't keep from him anyway. That's true, but she had to stage painful. That makes me realize that her condition has not improved at all. Is that true? Yes. Whatever this is true. It's embarrassing, but I cannot fight as a Saber. No. All I will be able to do is be your shield. That's what I thought. You wouldn't listen and you wanted to come with us when you couldn't even arm yourself. I bet she intended to protect her master instead of fighting. But my breath. What is that? She's so weak she can't arm herself. What ridiculous thing she's saying but be my shield. I am sorry. I know I'm a failure as a servant with a body like this, but I'm able to act as a shield, so I'm sure you just have. But please accept that for now. That's it. Why do you always think it's don't kid? Of course I'm not satisfied. Okay. Why did you bring Saber? Don't you know Saber's more important than me? But I objected to. But Saber didn't listen. And only Saber knew where you were anyway. I knew it was dangerous, but I still needed Saber. But still. Sorry to yell. I shouldn't have brought her. But I stopped myself. I'm in no position to criticize Tosaka. The root of all this was me getting captured. Tosaka and Saber just did what they thought was right. Disputes are good, but you should stop for now, Rin. A master is sensitive to changes in her dwelling. We do not have time to explain things in a leisurely fashion. You're right. Elizfield should be hurrying back now. Alright, we'll leave the conversation until later. We have to go to the castle first. That's okay, right, Shiro? Saber was like that with last night. Isn't it difficult for her to even walk? I can't let Saber push herself in that state. Honest, it seems to take me too lightly. Even though magic is depleted, I can fight better than you, Shiro. To me, you seem to be about the one to disappear. I do not think Rin has noticed, but your magical energy is disrupted, correct? This isn't anything serious. It's fine if I bear it. I meant, fine, really. And I am the same as well. It is painful, but it is not unbearable. I believe things are going too fast for you to grasp the situation, but let's follow Rin for now. If we are to talk, we could do so once we get home. Saber urges me forward. Jeez. I can't even worry if she says so with such an expression. You're right. I have a lot to talk about, but I'll leave it until we get home safely. Yes, but Saber's body, thanking her for coming to save me. A dream was not something I should ask her about right now. Alright, let's go, Saber. Nodding, I move my body earnestly. I sweat with each step, but I can't complain. Saber came all the way here in her weakened body. Whoa. Suitably from my gasp. Is this a hallway? A museum-like hallway? I guess the building is really big.
ちょっと
Hey,
見
this
と
is
れてる
literally
場合じゃ
fascinating.
ないわよ
Even if we leave the
こ
castle,
の城から出
there's
て
still a
も
big forest
外は
outside. If
一
we don't
年
hurry,
中
it'll be morning.
一面の
Big
樹
forest.
海
This place is
じ
on
ゃ
a
あここ
mountain.
本当に山の
That
中な
forest
の
is a few
か
hours drive. City?
そう
Yeah,
あ
it's
い
the
こ
Iceberg
の
secret
城から
castle.
出た後
Once we get
何
out
時
of this
間もかけ
castle,
て森を抜け
we'll
なくちゃ
spend
な
a
ら
few
ない
hours getting out of the
今
forest.
は夜だし
It's night now, so we'll have to make our way up by the morning. Kozuka runs out of the hallway without hesitation. Yes, she's heading back to the entrance she snuck through.
今が夜なのは知ってたけど
I knew it was night already.
一体どの
But
ぐらい
how
捕ま
long
って
was
た
I captured for? I thought it was only half a day, but it might have been longer.
シローがイリアス
You
フィ
were
ールド
kept
に
by
囚わ
Elysium
れ
this
たのは
morning.
朝
It's
方
been
で
half a day
日
since
付
then.
は変わってしま
The
い
date
ま
has
したから
changed,
形の上
so
では
that means you'll be captured for
丸
a day
一
now.
日囚われ
そうか
I seem ashamed.
いいえ
No,
その
please
よう
do
な
not
こと
be.
はありませ
You
ん
were safe even you have been captured at
Ilias
Elysium for this
Field
long.
に捕まって
That is proof your
これ
mind
だけの
did
時
not
間が
give
過ぎ
in,
たという
even
の
though your body was
シロ
held captive.
それは
That might be true.
ええイリアスフィ
Elysium
ールドは少
might
女に
look
見え
like
て
a
も
girl, but she's a
アインツベリ
as
ーの魔
Magus
術
of
師
the
です
Iceberg.
も
If
し
you were
彼
to
女に
yield to
屈し
her,
ていたのな
you would
ら
not have been yourself.
私とて
It's not
そ
like
の可能性
I
を
did
考
not
慮し
consider
な
that
かったわけ
possibility.
ではありませ
I
ん
came this prepared to find you
Sayaka.
dead in that worst case.
だから
So I'm
ここ
glad
で
I
シ
am
ロ
able to see you
ーと
again.
マスターが無事な
Since my
姿を
master
見
is
せてい
safe,
る
I
の
cannot
で
lose either. Saber says with a faint smile. It feels the same way. I was so worried, wondering whether Saber was alright.
ちょっと
Hey,
や
are
る
you
気あ
guys
る
really
の
going
か
to
って
escape?
言うのよもたもたしてると
I'll go on
本
ahead
気
if
で
you're too slow. Kosuke yells at us from the corner ahead.
話してる場合じゃなかった
No time for
急
talk.
ごう
Let's hurry, Saber. I run, urging Saber on as well. Every step brings unpleasant pain as if boiling water is pouring into my veins. But I can run if I grit my teeth. Forcing my aching body to move, I follow Tosaka. Saber is running behind me as if escorting a sick person. She must be in pain. He's acting firm, but Saber is in no condition to move properly.
そういえば
Saber,
苦しかっ
if
た
you're in pain, stop myself from asking her if she needs a hand. If I said that, Saber would stubbornly try to run on her own. I should just watch for now. If Saber looks tired enough where she can't make excuses, I can carry her then. Saber is really troublesome. This stubborn girl won't rest unless something really forceful. And so, following Tosaka's lead, we reach the exit of the castle.
出口って
This is the main entrance, Tosaka.
何当たり前
What do
の
you
こと
think?
言っ
It's
てる
obvious.
のよ
This is what
玄
entrances are
関
for,
ってい
right?
うのは
The
そういうもの
fastest
で
way
しょ
to get you in. Tosaka runs down the stairs. Well, I'm in no position to complain. Saber and I descend the stairs into the hall. I guess it's the lobby. That must mean outside of the large door at the end.
よし
Right.
ここまで来たら大丈夫
We've gotten
問
this
題は
far.
森に出てくる
Problem
だけ
comes
ど
after we get in the fort.
まあ夜だ
But
し
it's night and all.
闇に乗じて
Maybe
国道まで出られ
We
る
get
か
out
な
of the main road until
イリアスフィール
uncovered.
が戻ってきて
It's too late
シロ
when
がいないって
Phil
気
comes
づいた
back
とこ
and
ろ
finds
で
out you're not here
あいつ
anymore.
が帰ってくる
It'll
頃
be
には
morning
朝
by
に
the
なっ
time
ちゃ
she
って
gets
る
back.
しね
Hey, why is that unsatisfied look on your face?
いや別に
It's nothing. It was just realizing again that you're a big shot.
変なと
You
ころ
realize
で
the
おかし
weirdest
なこと
things in the weirdest places. Like entering the enemy's base, the main entrance, and the way she's acting so confidently.
まあいいわとにかく外
Oh,
に出ま
let's
しょ
go
う
outside and remember the way
帰り道は
back
覚えているから
so we won't get lost. I head for the entrance. A long hall stretches from the lobby, and a large door can be seen on the end. It's amazing the hall is about 30 meters long. I think to myself that this place is really a castle. And the instant I start to walk.
なんだ
Are you going home already?
Okay,
That's too
Jenna.
bad. After you came so far, the girl who shouldn't be here echoes the room with a faint laugh. I turn around instantly. Everybody stops. The instant I turn around and see the enemy, I understand that I will be killed if I turn my back on it again.
イリア
Ilias Field? Tosaka's voice is shaking. Across the hall, on the stairs we came down, something that should not be here. It's strangely like the time before. Ilia standing in front of Berserker standing behind her. Berserker's presence is overwhelming. As I can feel the servant's strength even now, I can understand how much of a monster he is. How absurd. He's not at the level Saber could match her even in a normal condition. Probably wouldn't even be a fight. That thing is not something that can be beaten in battle. If any berserker means eliminating it without fighting it. In other words, we should have avoided him. We didn't want to die.
こんばんは。
Good
あ
evening.
なたの方から
I'm
来て
happy
く
to
れ
see
て
you have come to me, Ren. Yulia's voice is cheerful. That smile is the same as 80 days ago. Innocent and merciless emotion that will kill any insect she catches. I understand now. We won't be able to get away. I can't stop Ilia no matter what I do. Even if I can get Ilia's attention, that doesn't mean everyone else can get away.
どうしたの？
What's wrong?
黙っていちゃつまら
Boring
ない
if you don't
わ。
talk.
せっか
I'm
く時
giving
間
you
を
some
あ
time.
げてるんだから。
So I think it would
遺
be
言
best
ぐらいの
if
ポ
you
ストの方がいいと思うな。
at least leave behind a will. She giggles. But we don't have such composure. We will run for the entrance if there is an opening. Even though we know will be no such chance, we can only wait for
じ
it.
ゃあ、
Let me ask you one thing. But still, Tosaka takes a step forward towards Ilia's field.
あんたが戻ってきた
I didn't feel you
気配
coming
はなかっ
back.
たけど。
So you were hiding this entire whole time?
そうよ。
That's right.
私
I
は
didn't
ど
go
こに
anywhere.
も行っていないわ。
I was just watching you make a fool of yourselves. I see.
外に出ていた
Does
ら
that mean the
偽
one who
物。
went out was a fake?
ええ。
Yes.
あなたたちが来ること
I knew
は
you people were coming after all.
私は主
I'm
人
the
なんだ
master
から
here, so I have to welcome the guests, right? A giant figure suddenly disappears. I don't know if it jumped or just moved it. Berserker appears in the middle of the lobby with a whirlwind. We're done for now. If we retreat, we'll be slashed in half at the instant we turn our backs. We'll be killed. Well, if we stay like this. The only path left is to challenge that massive death, knowing it will be pointless.
おしゃべりはおしまい。
Are you done talking now?
それじゃあ
And let's begin, Berserker. The girl raises her hand as if performing some kind of ritual, looks down on us, and
誓うわ。
I swear,
今
I
日
will
は
not let
一人も
anyone
逃
go
がさない
today. She declares so with delight and murderous intent. Light shines in Berserker's eyes. The servant that has obeyed Ilia up until now has his mind released and identifies us as his enemies. A gritting sound. Tosaka? Tosaka grits her teeth through hard, regretting something. Archer, can you hear me? She remembers a quiet voice without turning
少
around.
しでいいわ。
A little while is enough. Keep him busy by yourself. She orders her servant to die. Archer does not answer.
バカな。
Ridiculous. Are you insane, Rin? Archer's no match
あ
for
ーちゃん
Berserker by
私
himself.
たちはその隙に逃げる。
We'll run while you do that. Archer,
私たちが
buy
逃
us
げ
time
切る
until we
ま
escape.
で時間を稼いでも。
Ignoring Saber, Tosaka continues her instructions. Her voice is cold, killing her emotions. Archer, who has been silent upon her, quietly nods in.
賢明だ。
That is a smart move.
リンた
I
ち
will be
が
able
先
to,
に逃げてくれれば、
to escape if you
私も
escape
に
first.
単独行動は
Independent action is a specialty of archers, after all. Makes a step forward. Does it protect Tosaka? Berserker does not move. Only Ilia's laughter can be heard from above.
へえ。
Wow, I'm surprised. You're saying such an
そんな
unknown
デ
servant
ートも知
is
ら
going
な
to
い
stop my
な
hurt
んだ
please.
案外可愛い
Wow.
とこあるの
You
ね
have such a cute side, Rin. Neither Tosaka nor Archer has the composure for such a rebuttal. Tosaka and Archer know the fact better than anyone. Archer steps forward. He is empty-handed as usual. Tosaka is watching Archer's back. She must not have anything to say to her. Tosaka should know that her command is unreasonable. Because she told her servant to die so that we can escape.
あーちゃん
Archer, I started to say something, but
ところでリン
by the way, Rin, may I confirm one thing? Archer interrupts her words with a cool voice unsuited for the situation.
いい
Fine what? Tosaka looks at Archer with downcast look. Still looking at Berserker. Buying you time is fine, but
別に
you won't mind if I beat that thing, right? Archer says something unexpected.
あーちゃん
Archer.
ええ
Yeah,
遠慮はいら
you
ないわ
don't need to hold
ガ
back.
ツンと痛い目
Give
に
him
合
a
わせて
beating,
やって
Archer.
そうか
Then I shall meet your expectations. Archer moves forward. There are only 10 meters between him and Berserker. That thing should be able to close that distance immediately.
バカにして
I understand. Fine, go on, Berserker. You can slash the heck up guy into pieces. Ilia speaks with a hysterical voice. Feels like I turns her back, not paying attention.
行くわ
We'll be going. Getting outside means victory for us. Tosaka starts to run, taking both Saber in my hands. Saber follows Tosaka without objection. I stood above the edge, reaching her behind, from behind.
エミヤシロ
Emiya Shiro. He stopped me. still with behind me. I turn around, letting Berserker's hand. Nobby now far away. Back man facing Berserker. Understand? You are a maker, not a fighter. Berserker charges. Archer stays empty-handed without backing off. Still empty-handed. Do not think other things. There's only one thing you can do, so master that one thing. Archer raises his hand. I don't know when he got it, but his sword is a short sword. Do not forget. But you must imagine yourself as the strongest. You do not need outside enemies. For you, one you have to fight is none other than your own image. Redback sings. Berserker's rage attacks from great distance. I start to run without seeing the clash of the two. Berserker and Saber are already at the entrance. I run without turning around. The Redback tells me to just go. We go down the hallway and pass through the gate. Unbelievable, the place is really a castle. An old castle hidden deep in the forest. The whole place is surrounded by trees, both the eye can see, and neither buildings nor sky can be seen at the distance. This way, we reach the main road in about 3 hours, so run until then. 3 hours, huh? I just don't know if my body would last that long. The pain will get worse the more I move. The heat should go away if I rest. We don't have some time for that right now. Sure, hurry up. Tosaka stands pressed as well. Tosaka is the one who gave Archer that order. She looks calm, but her mind is filled with regret. I know. We'll catch up right away. Saber, let's hurry. Yes, let's hurry, Shiro. Answering and nodding, Saber starts to run as well. Making my way through the trees, I follow Tosaka. Saber is visibly breathing hard. I can't see in the darkness, but she must be in pain. I can't leave her alone any longer. Saber loses her balance. I grab her forcibly from the right side. From the right beside. And she falls to the ground. That's it. You can't go on in. What do you think, Shin? I've experienced difficulty. What do you say? No matter how many times you've experienced it, pain always hurts. It's fine, you can complain a bit. I pull the arm I'm holding. That's because Saber's light. I'm able to hold her up in my arms rather easily. What are you doing, Shin? Just rest for now. I'll collapse first if you keep running with that expression. Saber struggles in my arms, but her opposition is too weak. The arms try to push me away are too small and too weak. It makes me painfully realize how weak she's become. I never thought she'd be unable to push away someone picking her up. What are you thinking, Shiro? I won't allow such a thing even from my master. Saber is struggling with a bright red face. Well, certainly. The position she's in right now must be embarrassing for a knight. But now it's still time to worry about Kira. Don't lie. You can... All right. You're weak. You can't push me away. Stay quiet for now. This is my order as a master. If you still won't listen, I'll have to use a command spell. How unfair. There's no way I would allow nonsense as using a command spell for something like this. And stay quiet. Tosaka will leave us behind if we don't hurry. Saber reluctantly falls silent, so she must accept it. That's fine for now. If she doesn't struggle, I'll be able to run while carrying her. My vision flashes on and off. Does my blood accelerate the more I run? Buried the nausea in my throat, I run through the forest, gritting my teeth. I breathe wildly, but I hide my pain as well as I can. There is only one reason to do so. Sure, please let me go. I'll run myself. Because if I look a bit pained, she looks up to me uneasy. It's okay. Don't take me too light. I have no problem carrying just you. Compared to a broken stove, one girl will do. But just be quiet, okay? You know the phrase give and take. You help me now, so it doesn't even out unless I do something like this. I have to return the debt now, or I can have you protecting me tomorrow. No, that is not true. But if you do this, I'll be the one in debt to you. That's good. That means this will be the only time I have to do something so hard. I'm much more motivated now. I let a huge breath out, kick the ground. Tosaka is choosing to go through narrow openings, even though she knows I'm carrying Saber. It's fine, because Saber is light. But your tongue, you talk. You'll help me out if you stay quiet, so please stay still. I will obey that order. Saying so, Saber relaxes in my arms. It was hard to carry her before because she was unwilling, but it'll be easier now. The problem is whether Saber's body and my body would make it. How long have we been running? It feels like 30 minutes, and it feels like an hour. No, running isn't that bad. I haven't been training for nothing, and Saber really is like, but now my body is messed up. I get dizzier the more I move. I feel like throwing up. We're in a forest, so I would understand if I was bitten by a poisonous snake or something. I can't let this. This isn't painkilling. The chest feels heavy. I feel like throwing up. There's nothing compared to the warmth of my arm. Saber is closing her eyes as if asleep. She's not resting because she's relaxed. Her body is getting hotter by the minute. Even though it's winter, her body is sweating and she's had to try and hide her rate of breathing. Crap, this is really a repeat of that night. Saber collapsed, using all her energy from that sword on Ryder. Saber hasn't healed a bit since last night. Was her ability to talk right now just a brief spark before it disappeared? I run trying to deny it. I don't care about my body. I just make myself something possible if I get home and keep running. I almost fall, stop myself collapsing, leaning against the tree. I can taste blood, so this is the cause of my nausea. I didn't spill onto Saber. But I still feel the cause of nausea in my chest. Well, that's better than the worst possibility if I think about it. Saber would be mad at me for a different reason. I threw others in my stomach. Actually, I bet Saber would be serious. Try to cut me in half if I did that. It's funny. Imagining you're funny. Give me some strength. Alright, I'm done with. No, you are done pushing yourself, Shiro. Saber. She wasn't asleep. Saber speaks in my arms. What do you mean I'm done? You should escape by yourself, Shiro. You cannot take me in her stick. That's not true. I just felt that this is nothing. It is something. What are you saying with a pale face like a corpse? Tells the guy who was leading the way is back here now for some reason. You're tries to bluff, but you should at least hide the blood in your mouth, even if we are in a dark forest. Well, enough for Saber to worry if you're in that state. Saber glares at me. Saber must have noticed that voice. Good. Things are simpler if Lean's here. Saber said without looking at Tosa. I would think so. I know what Saber wants to say. We don't have the time, so say it quickly, so even that idiot can understand it. Good. I want you to leave me here. You will not be able to make it with me. And most of all, I will not last long. I cannot yell at her for saying such a ridiculous thing. I have no intention of leaving Saber. Still, I know well enough that Saber's condition is worsening. Saber won't last long. I vaguely knew. It would make it a morning like this. Let's see. So how about you, Shiro? Will you die with Saber here? Of course not. I have no such intention. I won't let Saber disappear either. She's going to disappear and use a can spell. That's good enough. Then let's solve both your problems at once. We'll save Saber and we'll all escape this forest. That's our plan now. My brain turns into tofu. Feels like I said the most difficult things easily at times. Hold on. I really want to do that. Just come here. I'll say it. But I have no intention of letting Saber die like this either. I won't let this chance slip away. I'll have you fulfill your duty. You said it's okay, so you don't mind either. Right, Saber? Tosuke looks at Saber with a meaningful expression. Saber does not answer, but merely looks down with awkward. Once we pass between the exceptionally tall trees, a nice bit of sight appears before me. A ruin? We should be able to hide in here for a while. Archer found this place to hide on our way here. The entire ground floor is taken over by trees. The only usable rooms are on the second floor, and this is the best of those. Actually, the windows are still intact. I don't know how, but I can see the night sky from here. It's pretty clear here. Maybe someone has stayed here until recently. Really? What kind of nerves does she have? Stepping over the rubble, Tosaka dusting off the bed by the window. Sure, this way. You have to lie Saber down. It's pretty tiring being killed. I'll be right there. I lay Saber down on the old bed. How are you feeling, Saber? Can you still move okay? Scared me here. I think I can sustain my body. I see. Then I guess we only have one problem now. It's been an hour. We should have a bit of time even before Iliasfield comes to catch with us. No, we might even be able to hide here until morning if they have trouble finding us. Oh. Our mumbling reminds me. We were able to make it to this ruin, but what happens to Berserker and Archer? You made it to the castle to keep Berserker there. It's only been over an hour, so Archer should already have retreated from the castle as well.
Tosaka.
Tosaka, what happened to him? Tosaka does not answer. She just places her right hand on her chest as holding something dear. That tells me Archer's fate. Tosaka's command spell on her right arm. Master and servants are connected. Saber says my danger. If the master considers a life, death of their servant. Tosaka, I told him he just needed to buy us some time. He was arrogant until the very end. Silence follows. The silence seems as forever is. But I won't be meaningless. Since I've lost Archer, I'll get Berserker here. What about the sense? Berserker punching her left hand. Morning. So, I believe in acting if I have time to work. Since it's come this far, I'm going to share your resolve as well. Resolve for what? Resolve to be Eliasfield, Berserker, of course. We can't escape this forest with Saber. It's going to take a long time. Even if we are to heal it, Elia will catch us either way. You get it? For us to escape the forest with all three of us, we have to defeat Berserker. Beat Berserker. That monster? Beat that swirling whirlwind of death that nullifies every attack and destroys all that it touches with a single blow? I can't even imagine that. Even if fights him will die. Tosaka must know that as well. She's saying we'll beat him in spite of that. No, but that's not right. What am I saying? Tosaka isn't saying we can beat it. She has no such false hopes. Oh, I see. We're not going to beat him to win. I should have realized that immediately. Our only option is to beat him. It's just that. If we don't want to die, we have to beat that monster. That's right. It's not that hopeless. Even if it's Berserker, he should be wounded after fighting Archer. And I have my reserve jewels, so if Saber recovers, I can come with a few plans to beat him. Looking at it from the other side, since Berserker is wounded right now, do you think this is our best opportunity to beat Eliasfield? But is there anybody to heal Saber? Won't it be hard to treat her in a place like this? No, the location doesn't matter for Saber's treatment. Saber is just weakened by the lack of magical energy. If we replenish her stocks, she should be able to use her abilities like before. Tosaka's explanation makes me remember that last night. Tosaka, energy is almost depleted. So to replenish Saber's magical energy, you want to save Saber, all you can do is make her attack people and absorb her souls. There's only one answer. Use your command spell, Olivia. You should be able to avoid the worst case scenario if we... There are two command spells left. I have to use this, make Saber attack people, make her consume the soul's magical energy. We can't beat Berserker unless Saber is healed, even if we do beat him. Even when Saber is lying down. As we are now, we'll only make Saber suffer, but that means... I'm still against Saber attack people. Yes, I agree with that this time. I would have given that proposal if this was another place. But we're in Eliasfield's yard, there's no souls here. There may be other Berserker really felt the castle, but going there to look is going to die. We need to escape outside and consume souls. That's putting the cart before the horse. Tosaka nods. I'm glad she doesn't want to make Saber attack people, but then how we can magical energy? Well, what can we do, Tosaka? First of all, I can't give Saber magical energy, right? There was a way. Yesterday. It's the day before now. But I explained to you then. There's one other method for sharing magical energy. Back then, I didn't say anything because I didn't think it would end up like this. I recall the conversation yesterday. She certainly did say, well, a path should be formed with summoning, so there may be other measures. Something like that? I remember something about there being another way since the path exists. Did something wrong? Maybe I misheard back then. So shocked about Saber attack. I was like, is there a way? Yes, there are two. You do not support. Well, take the rough measure in this situation. Look, Saber's like magical energy because the path between you two is imperfect. To heal her, you need to correct that path. That's the best we can do, but don't know how. First of all, we had a problem since Saber was summoned. When in this trouble, if the line to supply her with magical energy was established. It's simple. We just need to reconnect his spiritual path. Assuming we repair the path without breaking contract or resummoning her. We need to transplant Shiro's magic circuit to Saber. Transplant magic circuit into Saber. To renew the path between you two, we need to transplant spiritually important organs. Saber, Servant's masters are borrowing from Kukral's power. We need to create an equally strong connection to create a path. This will transplant a magic circuit to the servant. We need to go that far to send Shiro's Saber power to Saber. Magic circuit. A mechanism Magi Odo to activate mana. This is the core of Magi. Without it, one cannot create magical energy. It's the source of magic. More important than their life for Magi. You can call it even meaning to existence. The magic circuit to someone else. Too dangerous to transplant a servant circuit to their master. They are ghostline, and heroic spirits have them. Their circuits bring severe rejection response, even if transplanted on dying people. The only option left is transplant your circuit into Saber. But the same ripping nerves out of your body, then the old strength goes too. One the organs are transplanted from. Ripping out one's nerves means ripping out your fingers or arms. Hold on. This is too much even for sure. If we don't, we'll be able to survive. You should know that, Saber. I take it as a gulp. They don't hear it. I have to get my priorities straight. I have to hesitate if it's clear what needs to be done. Tosaka, will this work? I'll make it work. But making it work doesn't mean you'll be alright. I have no intention of failing, but Saber will take your magic circuit if she succeeds. Your sense of loss and pain would be so great that you'd wish it failed. If your magic circuit is taken away, that means my second nerve of the magic circuit will be taken out. This means removing the parts of my nerves, damaging spiritual body's integrity, and creating a fatal defect as among us. The essential part of written in a blueprint. What happens if those parts are lost? You can never be perfect, something that is lacking. My hope can complete will disappear here. Once Shiro loses his foundation called the magic circuit, it will stay incomplete no matter what. I nod to myself, I see. And it's much better to be able to save Saber. Alright, let's do it, Tosaka. That was quick. Oh no, I don't mind that it's a quick decision. But do you really know what that means? I do. You told me, right? There's no way you'd understand. Listen, it's like telling you to die as a mage to save Saber. So you just... I don't have any objections. I'm agreeing with the best plan you came up with. You're most confident in your own plan, Tosaka. Making me uneasy seeing you in a panic. And Saber can't fight Berserker unless we do this, right? That's right. That's what I've been saying. Alright. And then we don't have any sacrifices. We have to fight and win, since he bought time for us. His back told me to go. I didn't like it. Okay, let's start, Shiro. Okay, are you okay with this too, Saber? We're going to translate magic circuit into you. That is your decision, Master. The voice does not contain information nor denial. But her eyes look as if they are in regret. I guess Tosaka is going to prepare for transplant. One of the first things, so I have to leave it to Tosaka. We'll start with Saber. Sure. Can you keep your magic circuit on and stand by without getting too disturbed? I close my eyes and turn over the artificial nerve in my body. I can turn circuit on and off without a problem, thanks to Tosaka Pet. Red flower entangles itself from the white flower. Tosaka gets on top of Saber, who cannot move, and Gajra brazen moves her fingers across Saber's slender body. Wait, Tosaka, what are you going to do to Saber? I'm trying to get her to relax. The success rate is going to drop unless Saber relaxes. I see, I'm sorry, continue on. Okay, let's take off your clothes. Huh? Don't get surprised with every little thing. We just need to take off the part of your clothing. Transplant a magic circuit, integration, your body and mind. You have to make sure the maximum contact to reduce screening. Tosaka is serious and calm. The only one flustered is
待っ
Saber.
てくださいリン
Hold on. I can do this myself.
腕を上げるのも辛いくせに強が
Down
ら
said
な
in a
いで
painful voice just to raise your arm.
あ
Mika,
それともエミヤ君
maybe that
Master
you want to
no
take your clothes off
Sekimu
yourself as a. You, I stopped myself before I call her an idiot. With a just aside, that's something I'm not suited to do. I can stay composed if I have to do something.
すまない
Sorry, I'll leave her to you.
よろしい
Good.
そう
So
いう
you
わけ
take
で
off your clothes to Shiro.
上着脱ぐだけでい
You
い
just
か
need to take
ら
her top off.
下ま
I'll
で
kill
全
you if
部
you
脱
take
い
the
だ
bottom off too. I can't tell if she's serious or joking. Anyway, I need to take off as much clothing as I can contact with Saber.
シロ
Sure. Will you please turn your back for a while? Okay, just tell me when you're done. I turn around, take my shirt off, and fold it up. I even folded the sleeve so I could put it in a drawer as if I wanted to, try to hide my nervousness. Are you alright, Saber? I feel much more relaxed, but I have to calm down. I try to suppress my fear while acknowledging how hard the transplant magic circuit is, and how much loss and pain in the process involves. This is just a passing point. A thing I should be scared of. Fight against Berserker after
いい
all.
わよシロ
まあ
Okay. Saber's skin is like fallen snow on marble. With the front of her blouse hanging open, Saber is beautiful, bordered on profane. I suddenly forget to breathe. I've seen her skin before, but Saber in bed right now is unlike any Saber I have ever seen. It's because of this weird tension. With myself aside, Saber's acting strangely too. Before, she was acting normally even when I saw her skin.
シロこっち
This way,
ここに
Shiro.
上がってセ
Get
イバ
on
ー
over.
に覆いかぶ
Get
せ
on
て
top of Saber. Just like I'm moving a borrowed body. Walking to the bed, but stepping on the rubble doesn't feel realistic.
セイバー
Saber,
同調までは私が
I'll
やる
take
わ
it until you two sympathize.
それからあとはあなたにお願いするけど持っていきすぎない
I'll
よう
have,
に注意して
I'll have you
少
do
なけ
do
れ
it
ば
after
少ない
that.
ほどシロの負担は
Make sure
減
you
るか
don't
ら
not to take too much. The less you take, the less of burden there'll be on
わ
Shiro.
かりました
Understood. Please go on. The conversation doesn't come into my head. I have my hands full with steadying my breath. We get even closer. We are so close that our skin is almost touching. I feel her weak breath. I support myself with my arms, my body not too
変
close.
革準備
Change preparation. Stupefaction.
棒が
Trance.
接続
Union
開始
commence. Her spell starts. I shake off, sought, clear my mind so I can sympathize with Saber.
小さく円環航路開始
Taurus route open. The only thing I can see is Saber's face. She's already in meditation. I can't keep my eyes open forever. I close my eyes reluctantly.
大きく
Large, narrow port road, closed in succession. My senses become vague. The sense of floating feel every night when I construct the magic circuit. The feeling of my mind escaping my body, being flung away. But it goes the opposite direction this time. Usually goes out on my back. My mind is escaping out of my chest right now. My senses are functioning of the body. My sense of hearing should go away since I'm not out of my body. But my ears are hearing Saber's breathing sharper than before. The gentle breathing starting to become lively. Sound of rapidly beating heart. Sound of blood flowing through the veins. I slip out of the shell called Emiyashiro and slide into her body. My mind sinks even deeper. I converge, swirl, shrink, and become strong crystal to enter her. The beat, warmth, breath. I touch her mind, not her body. Shiro. A voice like a bell. I answer the voice. My mind completely breaks away from me. My senses completely transformed. I have no arms, legs, or self. I run naked. It feels like running back in time. It feels what it feels like being left behind. It accelerates. Body, personality, order, law. I become a dart, penetrating numerous barriers between boundaries of individual. Sparks fly from the circuit. The sensation of reaching the speed of light freezes me. It's as if passing. human life in the second. This is, by the way, where they got the inspiration for the magic circuits in the Ufotable stuff. The concentrated life, its energy, therefore cruel. No matter where life is, it passes in an instant. Unbearable stare as if directs on. Therefore, my emotions are I don't know how to pronounce that, and freezes. This is what it's like to go on a journey with only the mind. I realized what an excellent insurance the weight called the body was. Visualizing the foundation of magic, visualization of human. Several hundred organs are connected, several billion connections. The infinite complex pattern is a highway, make a simple repetition. The distant future, what that eventually is. It's like a vehicle through an illuminated city without any life. Here, the present time passes it by at light speed. Eternity in an instant. I pass through the final boundary. Beyond is inside her. I will see the magic circuit owned by the existence called Arturia. Change is extreme. The vast world filled with light is cut off in an instant. It's dark and heavy here. Pressure composes my outline. The air is too dense and it feels like I'm underwater. My body is slowly sinking, accompanied by pain and squashed by a strong force. The path is deep and I cannot see the bottom. It feels like I'm falling through a massive dark into denser darkness. The fact that I instantly went past thousands of miles feels like a lie. Now I'm suffering for an eternity to go a mile. I feel no hope nor light ahead. Is this really Saber's magic circuit? It's greatly different than mine. They see the ship magic circuit and the number of paths are different for each person. This is different. It's not about scale or ability. It seems magic set fundamentally different than that of Magi. Path rumbles. Each time my small self is almost crushed. I don't know what kind of magic circuit Saber has, but I know that its sympathizing spell is working. This isn't a failure. This place is dark and heavy, unlike Saber. But this isn't an impure place. It's so full of life. The flowing air is blood, and also a swirl of magical energy. I realize that I've forgotten to breathe, maybe because I don't need to. The sinking is painful, but not life-threatening. I look up at the darkness I fell through, and it feels like it's a distance I can't go back. First of all, I can't see anywhere but in this darkness. Even the slow fall seems infinite. The weight of the air changes. The speed descent decreases even more. I narrow my eyes to the brightness of darkness. There's an end to this infinite path. I feel Saber's warmth and breath. That is the final destination. I've reached the source of Saber's magic circuit. A mental word at her send. But the scenery is beyond my understanding. The core of a star. The embodiment of fire that breathes deep underground is here. Not a sound. The red surface of the lake is swirling, but stays silent with a splashing sound. A huge shadow is at the bottom of the lake. The eye of fire perceives the small intruder. A foreign body is still a foreign body, even if its masters allowed it inside. In this core, in my mind, is a piece of trash, disturbed its function, or a piece of wood to light the fire. Swallow my breath that I do not need. I stare at the full scenery. This is Saber's magic circuit. Her heart that exceeds human, fundamentally different from ours, which is imagined from lines and circuits. This place is a reactor core. Magi's body is a machine that creates magical energy. This place is a factory that creates magical energy. But the core isn't active. The starting key, or turn, the source of energy to provide the first turn, is not there. There is such a great amount of magical energy, an enormous magical core, but there is not enough magical energy to activate the core. It rises to the surface, a stalled sea of gasoline. No matter undiluted magical energy there is, it's meaningless without a fire to burn it. Doesn't matter how small the fire is, this core will resume activity once the path to send magical energy is connected. For that, a thing transcending human knowledge awakens. The many paths running across the lake swirl up. Red atmosphere shoots up and becomes pillars. Or is this how this thundercloud? The raging sound of waves is so huge I cannot perceive them with my hearing. Just like something so huge cannot be seen, its roar is just like silence. The thing that appearing blazing core is an embodiment of all the threats of to mankind. It has been said, the king is a red dragon symbolizing Britain. The child of the sacred star carrying a phantasmal blood in a human body. Dragon, the symbol of fear and king of numerous phantasmal beasts, appearing sometimes as an evil and sometimes as godlike, and the highest of all beings. That is what savors our consciousness. It's an absurd, the true nature that it's appropriate for the beast's circle. The cauldron is open. The two brutal fangs fill my vision. Resistance is meaningless. Only a human cannot defend against it. Only a human's intelligence cannot think of running away. Must have been that hungry. With bloodshot eyes, it bites down on food as the smallest bite does. Eradicates all words. Come to think of it, why isn't food on the table alive? It doesn't even need to be said. They come. There is why. We know that food is better fresh, but it's still dead because it's too cruel to keep it alive. In short, despite appearances, edible meat preserves the dignity of life. Screams of rage boil up. I forget who I am and roar like a beast. I appeal my pain. Hatred builds up. I resist the bare sensation. As I'm bitten on, I beg for mercy like a sinner being crucified. My senses vanish. I drop all goals and meanings. Keeping sanity here is as distant as the time of creation. Excessively powerful pain and pressure, and in the instant I can only perceive this creature as a monster. I recall her figure. Hanging in her head, I believe that I can withstand this hell. I recall the meaning of this pain. I accelerate the significance of this anguish. I fully realize why I came to this place. Breathe out and stop resisting. The one I should fight against is not this dragon's fangs, but the pain within me. I did not come here to get away from the pain. I came here to save her from the pain, to answer the trust she kept many times. Thus, I cannot fight. I am here to give her the best answer I can give. There is no pain I can describe anymore. I'm not reaching out to my destroyed senses. Stay quiet as if I'm asleep and sharpen my senses. Eternity is an instant here. If that is the case, I can stay conscious if I withstand the pain even for an instant. Alright then. I have no fear. I shall dedicate this pain to you, the one who is fighting. Pain disappears in an instant. The red dragon is gone and my consciousness rises. Did it grow light because I lost some of it? As if returning to the surface, I get away from the core against my will. I have to check something before that. Oh, how warm. The core is burning golden with low sound. The delicate magic circuit is glowing with all colors of the rainbow, restarting the circulation. The fire has been lit. Even though I'm amateur magus, I was able to fulfill my role as their master. I surrender my body with a soaring wind. catch a glimpse of a distant memory. A figure holding a sword, and a figure dancing in the field. Which did I find familiar? Longest day in the game. I feel the sun. My eyelids open my eyes slowly. Check my body with my dizzy mind. My limbs are still there. I don't feel any wound on my body. Maybe the pain went away when I endured it. My mental wound would have been the trauma sealed well. Shiro, your whip voice reminded me. The soft skin instantly realized who she is and what we're doing. Saber's lying at the bed's untidy blouse, and Tosaka is curled up in sleep. Tosaka's alright, but Saber has been under me dressed like this. Good morning, Good morning, Shiro. An awkward greeting. Saber slowly gets up and fixes her blouse. We're conscious of each other, can't look at each other's eyes. You can get up now. I am able to receive your magical supply. It seems Saber's back to normal. The frail when I carried her here is gone now. That's good. So the transplant of magic circuit succeeded. Yes, so can you put your clothes back on, Shiro? For some reason it's hard to talk when you are like that. I look down at myself. Oh, I see. I quickly reach out, showing me folded up clothes. Looks like I folded up my clothes. No, I'm the one that did it. Why did I fold it up this much? Oh. I vividly recall the ritual last night. Sympathized with Saber and transplanted my magic circuit deep inside her. Looks like Saber's back to normal. What about me? Tosaka said that my body and mind would not be able to handle losing a magic circuit. But there's no big damage, nor do I feel any big sense of loss. A bit scared, but checkpoint. I dread looking how much of it's missing. Fighting Berserker is waiting. I have to know what condition I'm in. Huh? Weird. The magic circuit is a bit dull, but I don't see any damage. It was bitten to pieces, but magic circuit is still there. I guess there's nothing to wrong. Use a strengthening spell. I see. Magic circuits probably were taken away. I only activate 1 to 4 circuits for strengthening. I can't use any large-scale spells, so I've never fully activated all of my circuits. These magic circuits transplanted to Saber were those circuits I rarely used. Shiro. I still use them, which is fine. All this fatigue and dullness, what full ability has degenerated. In this place, I feel connected deep down to something important. I can't clearly tell where. There's a weak link between me and Saber. I've obtained something big and warm, placed in my lost circuits. I am sorry, Shiro. I hear Saber's apologetic voice from behind me. I've tried my best to take minimal amount from your circuits. But that minimal amount was too much to take from any one person. If I have left a scar, I cannot make an apology. This is a mistake on my part. If I was not useless, I not have to. Not true. You don't have to apologize. First of all, also was caused because I couldn't supply you with magical energy. 1. But it's still, I can supply you with magical energy now. I'd probably say that I'm Saber's master. But Shiro, you don't have to worry about my magic circuit. It's something I don't use anymore. I actually better now than when I had it. Saber doesn't look happy. Crap, I don't know what to say now. Saber's healed, and I survived in spite of losing my magic circuits. At the originally, when this was written, it was magic circuit rather than circuits. More or less, because you had multiple circuits, but they were together as one circuit. So when they officially more made it into magic circuits now, and they kind of work a little, like, they don't really change how they work. It's more of, they elaborated on them more, so there's actually information about them, so that they're not just this mysterious thing that everyone has. Or, well, mages have. That was a ritual for us to survive. I have to calm down. I may be mistaken on the oncoming fight like this. Her breath pauses as she lets out a voice. Seems Tosaka has woke up. Good morning, Rin.
Tosaka.
Good morning, Tosaka. Her hair boos when she raises her head. Tosaka is not a morning person, so she's like a different person.
Thank you, Tosaka.
Thanks, Tosaka. Succeeded. My magical energy is replenished, but Shiro is.
Yeah.
No. I only lost about 3 tenths, so it should be fine. I should be alright. 3 tenths? I made myself a check too.
それでも3割
I
と
still took 3/10? How greedy of me.
強欲か。
I know you were hungry. Wish you would
腹ペコ
have
だった
shown
にして
some manners. This awkward mood disappears as Toshi joins in. Now we're really back to normal.
そう。じゃ
I see then. Let's go. Tosuke yawns once and stands up. Battle is near. Berserker and Elias Fiel are waiting on the other side of the silent forest. We lose many significant things if we exchange last night unless we break through the hurricane of death. The connection with Saber created in my heart. To protect it, we have to defeat the strongest enemy. Interlude 11-1 Fate. And the battle between the two ends. They killed and exterminated each other with all their might, and ended the annihilation of the Red Knight. The gorgeous hall is completely transformed. The floor cracked in numerous places. Many walls were knocked down. The stairs have collapsed and smashed marble scattered in the wind. This space is completely destroyed, leaving no trace of its former beauty. You could say it has also destroyed time, because the remains of destruction hide what the place looked like just 2 hours ago. In the middle of the destruction is a sculpture. It stands 2 meters tall, looking like a figure of a man carved out of a big large stone. It does not even need to be said. It is Elias Fiel's servant, Berserker. The giant does not move. His body is dyed and red and filled with holes. There's no place for the giant's body who is not wounded. First, both of his legs are almost melted. Second, there's a mark of cut on his neck. Third, there's an arm hanging from his elbow. Fourth, he was slashed in his shoulder and into his groin. Fifth, a large amount of blood gushing from his chest. Sixth, his internal organs be seen in his stomach. Berserker does not move. It's only natural. It is a corpse, no matter how one looks at it. The battle itself has ended much earlier. Berserker's master has forgotten. Act as this result is too surprising and unexpected. She has to pursue her prey, and she's seeing in astonishment.
信じられない。
I can't believe it. Who was he? She remembers saying brutally. The battle took place. There was nothing but humiliation for her. Her servant is the most powerful. There should be 1 or 2 servants to be able to match Hercules, the most famous of all heroic spirits. But Archer, a heroic spirit of an unknown identity, has defeated him. That Red Knight has matched Berserker equally and succeeded in killing Berserker, something no one was able to do before. Such actions cannot be forgiven. For her, this is like getting stabbed in the heart by a bug on the roadside. The pride of a girl who considers herself the strongest cannot be cornered by someone who should have stepped on begging for sympathy. Jeez, that pisses me off. Being defeated 6 times. You weren't going easy on him, were you? The sculpture does not answer. It might be unable to afford an answer, or perhaps there was no need for one. Berserker just stands there, devotes himself to healing his wounds. This battle was too strange for him as well. His noble phantom nullifies any attack. No attack can affect his body unless it's the highest grade, so it rarely takes wounds. In the age of gods, no one would scratch him after they accomplish his great deeds. But still, 6 times? Archer delivered fatal blow 6 times! Doesn't even said that every one of his attacks was by a different method. Even his greatest attacks cannot be effective on Berserker twice. One seeks strangeness. That is the strange part. If Archer is a hero with such varied abilities, his true identity should be clear. But his true identity still remained unknown even after his body was pulverized. What was really surprising was his way of being contradictory to that of a servant. Dim light grows in Berserker's eyes. If he had been summoned as a normal servant, he would have been aggrieved that this battle deserved better. No matter who he was, Archer was a rare great enemy. If he had not been mad, he could have matched sword techniques with Archer to his heart's content and passed a satisfying time.
許さない。
I won't forgive them. I will never forgive them. How could they insult me so? His master's voice echoes. With that, the small light of rationality vanishes. He is only a berserker now. His role is to defeat his opponents and to crush them as his master pleases. You healed Berserker. He does not even need to answer. Wounds that are not fatal will be fully healed within minutes. But restoring everything take 3 days.
そんなに待てない。
I can't wait that long.
もう
Fine.
いいわ。
We're gonna go kill them right now. The giant silently objects. It says it is his instinct. Berserker has an intuition like Saber's when it comes to fighting. The enemies can certainly be moved way easily. But the different story if a servant like Saber has recovered enough to use her noble phantasm. Berserker yield to a mere holy sword, but there's a small chance. His instinct tells him it's wrong to fight that servant. He should engage her in perfect condition. 5 should be enough. They're not a match for you even without the god. Or what? Or do you want to let go after they fought of me so much? Right. I won't. You want to skip that first. I'll give you Rin and Saber. Kill them or toy with them. Do whatever you want. Saber jumps down the stairs. Through the rubble, she walks to the exit without a care of the bloody berserker. In that moment, the girl stops once and remembers something. Then let's get started the hunt. Berserker. You can't kill Saber's master quickly, okay? I'm going to kill Shiro in the worst way possible. Smiling, the girl leaves the castle. The forest is like her yard. No matter where her prey is hiding, it should be no problem for her to find them. As her targets, they only have a few minutes of life remaining. Interlude out. So, I don't know why, but I was forced to leave the ruins. Tozaka pushed me out, saying the girls have adjustments afterwards, changing and all that. What did she say? Guys have a lot of stuff too. I grumble, leaning against the wall. Sounds like an excuse because it is. Remembering, I effectively my worldly desires. I have to forget about that for now. I won't survive submerged in the memories of Saber. And more than anything, it's impolite to Saber. After all, I've made a contract with Saber to save her. So I shouldn't have any emotion for Saber. I'm a big liar. I can't deceive myself. Is it like that? I can't forget the spectacle I saw with Saber. But I have to forget about it for now. Jeez, I have no time to think about such things. What we should be worried about right now is how to take on Berserker. That's right. I have to do what I can. He told me at the very end. Remember Archer's back. I could never be like him, but all his words stuck in my head. I stare at the tree branch. There's only a few things I can do. Which right now, I can do them with my abilities. I pluck a handy branch. Also a few more branches that are straight. We're done, so come on in. I hear Tosaka's voice. Return to the ruin, carrying the branches I found. Now the only problem is whether I want me or seeing into sleep. Hard, even. This way, Shiro. Rin has something to tell. I guess such worries were only on my part. Saber is acting resolutely, as always. She must be completely accepted the incident. I'll go right away. I won't lose. It's stupid to be the only one blushing, so I'll try to my best to act calm. Finally here. We'll start strategy. We don't have time to argue. Only a few is defeat Berserker, so can you list to my side first? Saber and I nod. The plan is pretty simple. We won't be able to match with ordinary tactics. We need to execute a surprise attack to win, and if we do that, the absolute requirement is that we kill him in one blow, and don't let him counterattack. I feel the same way. Even if I do exchange blows with Berserker, I will not deliver a fatal wound. We are to defeat him. We should do it outside of that. We may attack Berserker before he notices us. Well, you're right to be reckless to fight him straight on, but hopefully that plan is even more reckless. He's not the type that will allow us to take him by surprise. We'll make alternative plans if we can soon and hear Berserker without being noticed. If they have Ilias feel, she'll sense Shiro and see her presence easily. I'm fine since I can hide my presence. I don't know how it works, but Ilia can feel Saber my presence, huh? But also gets the only one who can hide, then. But tell me you're going to be the one doing the surprise attack. Of course. You're the one she's after the most. I'm the best suited for this role. Leave it to me to slash Berserker from behind. You say so, but Berserker can't be that off guard. Of course not. That's why I'm going to have Saber create an opening. How much have you recovered? Normal battle shouldn't be a problem, but I should avoid using my double phantasm. With the amount of magical energy I have now, I will not regain my body the instant I use my double phantasm. Even if I do use it, it will not be full force, so I do not think we will be able to defeat Berserker.
それで十分よ。
That should be more than enough.
セイバーに
I'll
は
have you
バ
fight
ーサーカ
Berserker.
ーと打ち合って
Shiro
も
as
ら
well.
う。で、私は隠れて様
Watch
子を
will
見
hide.
る。
I'm only an extra for
イリア
Ilias
スフィールから見れば、私
so
は
I
表
think
み
she'll
たい
assume
なも
I've
のだ
run
し。
away if I'm not.
はあ、
Well,
それは
I think that's possible, but
可能性が低いならあげて。
if that probability is low, raise it.
シロはイリアスフィールと仲がいいみた
Speak
い
it
だ
to
し。
Ilias Field. So me pull the trigger. Berserker looks at me meaningfully.
反論はあるけど
I've got some objections, but I'll
遠
take
坂
that.
は逃げたって言えば
Ilia would believe me
イリ
if
ア
I
は
even
ま
if
ず信じる
I
よ
told you ran away. I don't think she would doubt anyone.
だとしても問題はありま
But
す。
there's still a problem.
私がバーサ
I am
ーカ
fine
ー
with
と
fighting
対峙する
Berserker,
のは
but I
いい。
gotta have Shiro.
ですが、
Shiro cannot stand
Shiro-
Berserker's attacks.
誰もシロに
I'm
な
not
り
letting
合う
Shiro
なん
go
て
hand in hand.
シロはセイバー
Shiro
から
will
離
support
れ
him
て
from
後
back.
方支援。
I'm going to be
セ
difficult.
イバーだけじゃバー
Save
サ
her
ーカーを
Berserker
仕切るのは
alone.
難しい
Help.
から。
She's in trouble.
バカな。
Ridiculous.
シロ
Shiro
が
does not
リン
excel
の
at
よう
magic
に
like
援
you
護
do.
と言ってもな。
Surprising.
それはシロが関
Shiro will
係
take it
もっとも
away.
バーサーカー相手だとマスタ
We
ー
won't
が
have
介
room
入する余裕なんて
for
ないわ。
Berserker.
シ
Even
ロだけじゃなくて、
how if I did something?
それでも一人だって遊
You
ばせ
wouldn't
る
don't
余
even
裕が
have
ない
spare
の。
to let anyone stay idle.
シロが殺されれば
I know Saber is
セイバー
done
も
for
しまいっていう
Shiro
のは分か
if
ってる
Shiro
けど、
dies.
ここは
But
そう
I'll
してもらうわ。
have him do this.
初めから
After all,
賭け
this
事みた
battle
い
is
な
a
戦
gamble
いなん
from
だ
the very
けど、
beginning.
それは
That is true. Saber doubles face. That sounds like a silent two. You must know, saying something unreasonable. Two's concern is only natural. That night I met Saber. When we were attacked by Berserker, I could only use my body to defend her. There's a high probability that would happen again. If I stay away from the battlefield, but I would have no chance of doing, even if she didn't tell me to
分
do
かって
that.
る
I know. I'll do something to back her up. Well, from my words, that's
離れ
surprising.
たところから
I just
セイバー
supported from a distance,
それ
right?
ならなんとかなると
Then I think I'll be able to do something. Saying that, I hold the branch I just collected. Like it's perfect, the flexibility is good as well. This is the first time I've done kind of strengthening. But I don't think there's any flaw in the principle. The point is, I just have to keep reinforcing it until it becomes a real one. And for this, I'll think of references that he had one too. And on top of that, the magical energy is flowing in your body for a while now. I just repeat that usual process now. I know its basic structure and modify it. As the composite your materials and reinforce them. But that is not the original finished product as well. I had to match the concept of creation. If I am to get close to the real one, I have to formulate every hypothesis, at least in my head. I open my eyes. The branch is shaped right, but
似て
it's
も
not even close. It's ugly and crooked. But I know it'll work as a bow. Just to make the areas simpler.
シロ、
Sure, that was.
シンジとの一件でなんとなく
I think I got the hang of the after the thing with Shin. You said strain myself too much.
そう。
So,
ま
well,
あ、
that's good
手
to
段
have a
が
way
で
to
きた
attack.
のはいい
So it's not
話
for
を
that.
戻すけど、
Going back to the
と
original
にか
topic.
く二人にはバーサ
We'll
ー
have
カ
you
ー
two
で
fight
戦って
Berserker.
もらう。
I'll get top of the
私
tree
は
beforehand and watch from above.
セイバーがなんと
And
か
Saber
バーサ
creates
ー
an
カー
open
に隙を
Berserker's
作った
defense.
ら
I'll skewer Berserker
死
from
角であ
above
る頭
with
上
all my
角
reserve jewels.
作戦としては
It's a simple plan. Christian asks for questions.
宝石というのは
Jewels, is that
だ
your
としても生
But
半
normal
可な魔
magic
術で
cannot
は
harm
バー
Berserker.
サーカーの
We
体
need
には届き
full
ません。
purity attack to injure it.
分かってる。
I know. So in other words, we need to attack with an A rating, right? Saying that Tosura takes her jewel off out of her pocket.
その宝石は
What is that?
私が物心ついた
This
時
is
か
like
ら
my
ために
savings.
貯めた
I've
貯
been
金みたいなもの
I've
よ
been。building up since I was small.
これ一つで
One of
A
these can
判定の
generate
大
an
魔
A
術
rank
を
for
即
example.
座に
I
発
had
生させられ
10,
る
but。I used one on you.
そうか。あの
If
時
it's
の魔
magic
術
from
なら
that
ば
time,
確か
Berserker
に
will
バーサ
certainly
ーカーは
not
防
be
げ
able
ない
to。block.
彼には私のような大魔力
Use
はあ
that
りませ
magic
ん。
reserve just like I do.
魔術であっ
Even
て
if
も
it is magic, and
それが A 判
it
定
will
ならば
penetrate it
問
without
題。
any problems.
そういうことよ。
That's right.
本当は
I
こ
thought
れ
about
してい
using
こうと思ったけ
small
ど
amounts,
悠長なこと
but
は
I
言
can't
ってられないわ。
You're saying that like right now. I'll give Berserker 2 or 3 of these. Just for confidence.
おい
Aren't you being stingy?
同感です。
In the same way.
私が言えるこ
I
とで
shouldn't be
はあ
saying
りま
this,
せ
but I
んが
believe you should generous
せ
enough
め
to at
て
least give
半分
me
使
get,
い切
at
る
least use
ぐらい
half
の
of
気前
these.
の良さは必何よ
But it's my business, right?
あなたたちね
You guys know how hard it was to save this much. Favorite, I protest silently. Jessica's life depends on this as well, so it won't be funny if she gets stingy, ends up failing because of that.
分かったわよ
Fine, I'll use half of them.
何よ
Come
言
on,
っ
I
てみ
just
ただけじゃない
say that. Okay, you guys are being saved.
とにかく
Anyway,
あ
that's
と
the
は
plan.
私が隠れられて
Now, you have
シ
to
ロ
find
がセ
something
ーバーの援護をし
where
やす
we
い場所
can
を探
hide,
さなくちゃ
where it'll be easy enough
イリ
for
アスフィールが来る
sure
前
to
にいい
support
場所
Saber.
を見つけま
Let's
しょ
find
う
a good spot before Ilias Vale gets here. Yeah, we could stay in this ruin for now, as Tosuka says. All that's left behind is to find a spot, wait for Berserker. Before that, I'm worried about Saber. Wonder if Saber is really alright. She said that she will have no problems fighting, but is it hard on her to fight Berserker after she was so weak before? No, I'm more worried about her noble phantasm. I will not be able to maintain my body if I use it. That means Saber will disappear the instant she uses that sword. Saber.
はい
Yes, what is it, Shiro?
あ
Can you promise me one thing before we fight?
ええ
I do not mind if it is something I can do, right?
その
I don't want you to use your noble phantasm no matter what situation we end up in.
地上であんなものを
It's
使
a
っ
serious
たら
matter
大事だし
is that on the
あ
ground.
それに
And I don't want you to disappear even if we defeat Berserker with it.
ええ
Yes, I understand. I do not intend to use my noble
私も
phantasm.
宝具を使う気はありませ
I
ん
don't think I'll be able to defeat
今
Berserker
の
with
魔
the
力
amount
で
of
バーサー
energy
カ
I
ーを倒
have.
せるとは
And
限り
more
ません
important,
し
I will not be able to obtain the Holy Grail
Nani
if I disappear. Saber declares so. That makes me happy.
いつも
Alright.
のセイバーだうんざりする
You're
ほ
the
ど
same
冷
as
静
always.
で安
I'm
心し
relieved
た
that you were so sickly calm.
それ
What's supposed to mean, Shiro?
タイはないよ
It doesn't mean anything. Let's just go outside. Tosuka will complain at us again if we're late.
そうですね
You're right. Seems Rin's hobby is to complain at you. Saying such an ominous thing, Saber heads for the exit. Then, Saber's body falls forward as if tripped on something. Quickly grab her
うわ
hand.
足元
Watch
危
your
ない
feet.
ぞ
Things get around.
白く
Watch out for. Hey, Saber's watching up. Saber, something wrong.
いえ
Uh,
そういうわ
you-
けで
but
は
if you're
ない
holding my hand, then Saber blushes even more. Her figure looks like from earlier. Oh, blush too. Her hand in mine. You just recall Saber's sensations and pull away quickly. Unable to say anything, we just stand there. Let's go outside.
早く行かないと仕
Or
方な
we
い
have to this time.
そうですね急ぎ
That is right. We have. That's very Shiro. We start to go. That forced conversation. Once we go outside, we won't return here. I look back at the ruins last time and head to the battlefield, suppressing my beating heart. We reach an open clearing in the forest. The sun is rising and the forest is darkened by morning mist. Compared to the inside of the dense forest, this place is an open view. Okay, this place is okay, right?
そうね
Yeah.
条
It
件はい
meets
く
several
らかクリ
conditions.
アしてるけど
But I don't know
見晴らし
you
が良
being
すぎ
so
るのが
open.
どうもね
There aren't any escape routes for you or Saber. You're such perfection, considering even the escape routes.
丘を渡りましょう
Let's wait for another place. We should have time. Tosuka re-enters the forest. But Saber stares in the distance into the moon.
セイバー
Saber, what are you doing?
何してるの
You
よ
don't hurt. I feel chill. Can't forget it. I felt one. Can't even see him nor his presence. But the pressure on my body must be because of him. Found you. The guard's voice echoes through the forest, beyond the mist. On the inside of the forest far away, something black comes straight for us. Hold on. I'll be right there to kill you soon. Is it because we're in a clearing under the open sky? I feel like Ilias talking to us down from the sky.
やば
Crap,
あい
she
つ
found Shiro
まず
already.
いここじゃ視界
This
が
place is too
広すぎ
open.
る
How fast did they go?
何よこのスピ
It
ード
won't take them even 2 minutes to
これ
get
じゃ
here.
2分ちょっと
Hey,
何
why are you
こ
just
こじゃ
overwhelmed?
まずいって
No,
言っ
this
てる
place
で
is
し
bad.
ょ
We have to go somewhere. Tosuka takes my hand. We
Yeah.
won't make. No.
こ
This
こで
place is fine, Tosuka.
3人で戦え
We're
るだ
lucky
けで
just.
も良好なんだ
We'll fight with the three of us
こ
together.
れ以上は求めら
We
れない
can't wish for more.
バカそれが
I'm
ま
telling
ず
you that's
いん
no
だってばこ
There's
こ
no
じゃ
space
横
here.
幅があり
Saber
すぎる
can't,
の
can't stop
セ
Berserker
イ
by
バーだ
herself,
けじゃバー
and
サ
you'll
ーカ
be
ーを
in
止められないし
in
い
his
くら
range.
離
No
れて
matter
たって
how far away.
遠坂が心配してく
I
れ
know
て
you're
るのは
worried.
分かってる
Everyone's in danger
けど
now. Besides, there's no escaping. That's
セイ
true.
バーもいいなこ
It's
こで
fine
バ
with
ーサ
you.
ーカーを迎え撃つ
Right, Saber? We'll take Berserker here. Saber nods quietly.
もう
Just fine.
分
I'd
か
be
っ
pissed
た
if you two
わよ
died easily. She must be angry. She must have agreed and disappeared into the fog. Once she goes into action, she's super fast. She gets away from the clearing and goes up to the tree in the forest.
来るぞセイバー
There
準
comes
備がいい
Saber.
か
Are you ready?
あなたも
You two.
戦い
Please
が
do not
始
come
まっ
any
たら
closer than you are
Just
now
go
once the
for
fight
the
starts.
line,
I will
I
not
know.
let Berserker near you, no matter what. The fog flickers. In the morning fog. As if black darkness is seeping out, the mad warrior appears with a white
意
garb.
外ね てっきり最後まで逃げ回ると
First,
ば
I
か
thought
り
you
思
keep
っ
running
て
from
た
the
の
last
に。
second. Or have you given up already, Oni-chan? There's about 40 meters between us and Ilia, facing each other up at the side of the clearing.
うーん、
Oh,
セイバ
Saber's
ーが
recovered.
治ったんだ。
I see, so that's why you stopped running.
欲しいな。
That's disappointing.
そんなこ
It's
とで
cute
私に
that
勝
you
て
can
ると
just
思
win
う。
because of that, but
残念ね。
I'm sorry,
シ
Shiro.
ロはここ
It's
で
going
死
to
ぬんだ。
die here. Her laughter echoes through the forest. Does it irritate her? Saber standing beside me is so worked up. She could attack at any moment.
もうつまん
Jeez,
な
this
い
is
な。
boring since you've gotten
ずいぶん無
so
口に
quiet.
なっちゃったの
I
ね。
just could have died. That's a waste. If you beg for your lives, I might consider forgiving you. Tosaka must have finished climbing the tree. If she's going to place herself, it would be near the center of the clearing. Nobody would notice if she right where the branches are overlapping. And should be strong enough to support her as well.
そう。
I
あ
see.
くまでそういう
That's how you're
態度
acting.
なんだ。
Then I guess I should be talking. Kill you two and Rin.
待ちなさい。
Hold on. Where's Rinshiro? I guess that's what you expect, you Berserker's master. She has a complete understanding. What can be overlooked and what can't be. Tosaka isn't here. She left us behind a long time ago.
別行動を取ったの。
You guys went separate ways. Oh yeah, you two did
セイバーを
just
連
burn
れてる
her.
シロは足手まといだもんね。
She should be able to run faster by herself.
そういうことだ。
That's right. Knowing her,
もうとっ
she'd
く
be
に
out of the
森を出
forest
てる
by
だ
now.
ろ。
You won't be
今から
make
追っ
it,
ても間に合わないぞ。
even if you get after her now.
そうかしら。
That's so.
この
The
森
forest is
は
Iceberg
誰
boundary
が
field.
入って
I
き
can
て
tell
誰
who
が
enters
出
and
て
who
いった
leaves.
かぐらい
No
わ
one
か
left
る
the
んだ
forest
から。
since then. Rin is still in the
あれから
forest,
外
so I
に
can
出
look
た
for her later. God. Yulia can only sense the bat trees of the forest. She doesn't know about Tosaka yet. Actually, she completely believed what I said. Yulia is certainly a cold-hearted master. But still, I can't be cold-hearted. But still, we can recover.
イリア、
Let's see one more
マ
time
スター
before.
をやめて。
Once you stop being a
こんな
master,
戦いを
we
や
stop
める。
this battle.
できないよ。
I can't.
おじいさ
My
まに
grandfather's command.
バーサーカーがいる
As long as I have
限り
Berserker, I am the
私
master of
はアイ
mine.
ンツベルンのマス
Not
タ
to
ー
kill
な
other
の。
masters and bring back the Holy Grail.
それにもう
Besides,
一度だけ
I'm the
聞く
one
の
who should be
は
asking you.
私はアインツベル
I'm
ン
the
の
head of the
同志だ
Iceberg.
から
I won't repeat
あ
my
んな言
words,
葉二度は言わ
but
な
I
い
can
わ。
listen. You're giving me a reply. She has a little hope in her voice. As long as Saber's beside me, I can't nod to her word. My answer won't change. I am
お
Saber's
前
master.
がマスターをやめないって言うんなら。
You won't stop being a master. I'll defeat
Berserker
Berserker
will
and make you
toast
quit. I declare so with looking at Ilya and Berserker. In that instant, the air clearly freezes.
そう。
I see.
なら
Then I'll really kill
本
you.
気で殺してあげる。その思い上がりと一緒に
I'll disintegrate you and your conceited thoughts, Shiro. What's that? Pattern appeared on her face. No, it's not just her face. All over her body. It's a huge command spell incomparable to the ones we have.
遊びは終わりよ。
No more playing around. Go mad, Hercules. In a dead voice. As if to answer, the giant. A scream shakes out the earth. The giant, as if going insane, and his every ability increases as it deforms and swells.
そんな理性を
You were
奪っていただけで
just taking his
凶暴化
reasoning
させて
away?
いなかったというのか。
You've been not using Berserker's abilities all these times. Only natural for Saber to feel a shudder. Even I am strong and worried he was. Can sense he's not been messed with.
行け。
Go.
近寄る
Kill
者は
anything
みんな
that nears you,
殺す
Berserker. Explosive word roars out. Not even a howl now. He jumps. Saber. Saber forward in reply. Berserker land center of the clearing. A huge body descend. Saber runs a straight line for its landing point. The ground trembles. As if stopping a meteor, Saber attacks Berserker. It's a return of legends. In this forest filled with morning mist, two shadows clash without ceasing. Berserker is just overwhelmed. If it's a horizontal blows like a whirlwind, his ascending blows are a waterfall. Saber takes such an attack, it will prove fatal even for her. Saber repels such attack straight on without faltering. In a storm-like blow, she deflects them with all her might. If she doesn't, she'll be slashed in half along with her sword. The infinite blows that continue pause are in fact blows diverted with all their might. The continuous sound of clashing. Their ranges are different. Their speeds are different. Their strength and remaining are all too different. The only but Saber smashed her sword onto the unavoidable attack and stop spearing her own body. To speak metaphorically, Berserker is a broken rock drum. The blade spitting in all directions, mercilessly destroying all that approach. The water reaches out even a little, that is all. One would get entangled in the blade and shred into pieces, unable to even run away. A normal human can't go up against such a thing. If approach is failed, you can only run away. Put yourself right within the blade and does not retreat. Though she will be cut down bit by bit. The swords make spark. It's only natural for her armor to splinter bit by bit. She's constantly putting herself in failed situations. I just hold my breath. In ancient times, the heroes that against dragons must have all been like her. They all know well enough that their strengths are different. But they bet the chance of a lifetime. Great violence surpassing human. They defend until only one opening appears. Many warriors die with no miracle. Their fight is just like that. A dazzling battle that takes my eyes with blood. It only has one end prepared, with it being Saber's defeat, as she's heard more and more about the second. The roar shakes the ground. Berserker's whirlwind cuts through and flings back, defending Saber. Saber's armor chips away at every blow, and as she hits the ground, she charges bravely at Berserker without falling to her knees. But she's already at her limits. Saber's breathing wildly and her movements are slowing down even to my eyes. She's not even trying to create an opening in Berserker. Saber we slash by him in a few more blows. My clenched fist the bow. In this case, it doesn't actually really matter, because there is really no point. Right? You climb back up! Using the Saber flung away, I fire at Berserker. This won't hurt him. I should at least take his attention off Saber. What? The arrow that hits Berserker's temple does nothing. I can't even get his attention. The giant doesn't block. No, he doesn't even care about my attack. Let her Berserker. Forget about shooting. We can work on him after we kill Saber. The slap echoes through the forest. Damn. I can't do anything. Saber about to collapse in front of me and I can't do anything. I'm too weak. I can't hurt Berserker. All I can strike is Saber. Strong blow. Saber repelling. Back has her feet driven into the ground up to her ankles. Blows are heavy and fast. The axe sword flies. Bugs. Saber's head comes down. The sword shaves off some armor as she flings it away and breaks to the ground. I feel like grinding my teeth there. Unable to do anything at all. I can't protect Saber. Fight alongside her. There's nothing I can do. All I can do is... In that case, at least imagine it. After all, that's the only thing you can do. That guy said so. You do not need outside enemies. For you, the enemy you need to fight, none other than your own image. That's right. What was he saying? It wasn't his usual harassment. Those words are important, and I need to understand right now. No, saying that... Weren't all of his words a warning that I shouldn't have ignored? Saber's body was flung away. She didn't jump to get away. She took a blow. That storm blow landed right on her side. Saber tottered. Concentrating strength in her numb fingers, she faces Berserker again, coughing violently. The giant will not miss an opening Saber is finally shown. My wife won't reach them. It's useless to say anything. Useless for me to make a bow mimicking archers. Do I still understand? What can I do? What I should be doing? That's right. What do I need to do in order to save Saber? A bow won't do. Even a lance will be able to pierce her. That doesn't mean I should have a weapon, as in the enemy, the giant. To defeat a mountain, I'll need a sword. A sharp, gorgeous sword of the king will defeat the enemy in one blow. Like that golden sword suited to her, that I saw in my dreams. My head hurts. Still Sarah Shiv, but ironically, even crazier if I stare at her about the corpse. Saber and Berserker's movements seem to be slow motion. Many switches are arranged in a row. Coughing, Saber bends her body in a pain for an instant. Berserker smashes his axe sword with all his might. As if making a line, the firing hammers move into position one by one. It seems like knocking down dominoes. The triggers are pulled all at once. Saber! Berserker's blow smashes Saber away. It's failed. Saber's body is split through the base, and her pieces are thrown into the air. No, that's not right. The only thing that was flying into the air was Saber's armor. Berserker's only smashed Saber's armor. Saber created an opening to make Berserker take a large swing. Saber. It had top speed using that. Black Dog surges out. They can't retreat from Saber, who is right in front of them. She places both of her hands on the circle, slash Berserker with all her might. I can't believe it. The giant rooted the ground is smashed back a few meters by Saber's blow. Then, get back, Saber! The true final attack executes instantly. You intend to fire to storm as close as possible. Totsuka jumps, branching high above, and throws her jewels as she descends. Nun act Slaben. Steel Seedet Esherbum. Very bad. A rain of ice whirls down. In it, 3 giant icicles shaped like spears, which she concentrated in to blow down a hole. No, dodge it, Berserker! Ilya, who was only watching, fell now screams. She must have realized how dangerous that attack is. But it's too late. The spear of ice isn't just falling. As it's fired, it's accelerating Skill Berserker. There's no way he would be able to dodge it. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. A shotgun of ice, perfectly coordinated with Saber's disparate attack. It has own magical energy and to be able to kill Berserker. But he swings that sword through the air. Even as he's pushed back by Saber, he destroyed the 3 blocks of ice. It's quickly ready to splash of blood. Perhaps he swung with only one arm. The ice is not completely destroyed and lacerates his arm. Not only that, they actually freeze the giant's arm and stop movement completely. But still, it only got one of his arms. Saber raises her voice. It's only natural. Because Berserker's other arm has grabbed Totsuka's body as she descended onto him. Totsuka's face contorts in pain. With Berserker's power, it should be no problem to crush Totsuka. Run. I don't care if I'm only dragging her down. I don't care if I can't do it. Rin! Saber must have not power left to stand. But she lifts her body. Totsuka must be in pain, and she with her face downcast. Just as I thought. She smiles and speaks boldly. Everyone gasps. Saber, I, even Berserker, must have been frozen. She's horrible. She knew this would happen, yet she never told us about it. Berserker puts power through, but it's a second to got me. Bullets of rain, light of fire. 4 jewels are used. The rapid fire, the perfect point-blank range kills the Black Mad Warrior for sure this time. No, I splendidly perfectly blow away his life. The Berserker's head get blown off. Blood splatters all over me and I'm 10 meters away. Ugh, this is spinal fluid. I can't be too happy about that. And there are other things with blood mixed in it. But I'm sure it wasn't overkill. He was a monster. If I had Totsuka would have crushed if she didn't blow his head off. A single blow. Slow by running steps. Totsuka is still held by Berserker, but the battle is over. Berserker's face is covered with white smoke. Still smoldering from it. Must have been a huge explosion. No way. Totsuka's voice. He's looking. White smoke dumbfounded. Hold on. This is just my imagination. Berserker's fingers hold Totsuka, dragging deep in her door. Totsuka's staring at the white smoke, but it doesn't last long. A large cloud of white smoke fades away in it. Berserker's face, though it was certainly blown away. Totsuka's lost for words. Cowed. Laughter echoes through the clearing. The silver master controlling Berserker from the edge of the clearing is laughing. I have a better opinion of you, never. For you to kill Berserker even once. But too bad, Berserker won't disappear from just that, because he has a body that won't die unless it's killed 12 times! Killed 12 times. Must have figured out something important from Ilya's words. Totsuka's eyes are strained in faint regret. see.
神名が分かった
I
時
should
点
have thought.
思い
As
当た
soon
る
as
べ
I
きだ
learned his true name, Heracles had the
ヘ
bow
ラ
of
クレスって
Hydra,
言ったら
but I
ヒド
only
ラの
carried a
意味なの
rock.
にもだから
So
こ
his
いつ
noble
の
Phantom
本
had
部
been
は物じゃ
something
な
like
いんだ
that. The symbol of the hero Hercules
そう
is
肉
body
体
itself
その
is his
もの
noble
があ
phantasm.
なたも知っているでしょ
You should know about
ヘラクレ
Hercules'
ス
12
の
labors.
12の難行
The Greek hero
ギリ
Hercules
シャの
undercame
英雄
12
ヘラクレ
tasks
ス
to
は
atone for his
この
sins
罪
and become
を
immortal
償
as a
うため
reward.
この意味あなた
You
に
know what
は
that means, right?
命のストッ
A
ク
stock of lives. Multiple layers of resurrection magic, eh?
ええ
But you
だから
can't die
そいつは
easily.
簡単には死ね
He
ない
lives through his death equaling the number of
かつて
labors
自
he
分
overcame.
が乗り
The
越え
curse
た
of
分
immortality.
それが私のバーサーカ
That
ー
is
の宝
Berserker's
具
noble
ゴ
phantasm.
ッドハン
God
ドなんだ
hand.
わかった
Do you get it?
バーサー
Berserker
カーは
died from
今
the
ま
attack
で
of
死
the
んでし
But
ま
he
った
still
け
has
ど
5 more lives.
欲しか
Too
った
bad,
わ
Rid.
ねリ
Berserker would have disappeared if
今のが
you
5
used
倍の
5
宝
times
石
the
だったら
jewels you used. I can't heal it here really too well. See a saber running. Berserker with the corner of my eye.
リン逃げて
Saber dashed. Berserker tries to tear up your fingers, but they won't even punch.
いいよバーサーカー
Fine, Berserker, you can crush it. Your eyes glares at Tosaka. Tosaka screams. Giant fingers dig deep, scoop out Tosaka's guts. What lies ahead is that inescapable figure of hers miserably crushed. Run. Forget who I am, where I am. My mind has already burned out.
させるか
Saber slashes at Berserker. Invisible sword swung, defenseless arm, as if chopping a vegetable. But it has no effect. The sword bounces back. Not only does it not hurt Berserker's arm, it does loosen Berserker's grip on Tusk. That's painful. Saber swings desperately as blood spills from her mouth. Sure. Her face freezes. D run up to Berserker. Let her go. Smack the bow against his back. The giant does not budge. It must think nothing of me at all. Fingers are numb. As if one hand's go.
逃げてシロ
Please run, shoot. Leave my hand. In that instant, my body flies. Drop a piece of trash. Berserker smacked me with his frozen sword. The ball locked, instantly smashed. Thrown. I writhed in pain. The breaking sound was not from the ball, from one of my arms that's bent like a spider's. Breathing hurts so I am one to smush my lungs. I can't breathe right from the blood coming up my throat, but it doesn't matter. Breathing will just make me pass out. I shouldn't be breathing right now. I get up. Right now I have to. I run. It's my turn this time. I'll break his arm into. Once advising that his head is as if flinging away a bug. I can dodge it. Won't hit, but the frozen arm. Damn, my body's sinking. Must be I scraped my leg. Damn it! I don't break my leg when I haven't even hit.
バカなもういい
That is enough. Please get away now. I can't do that. I won't let Tosaka die. What do I need to say? A weapon, a blade, that would be good. Beating the remains of a strike bow. Maybe a berserker's sword coming down. Pick up a broken piece of defend. I think I try to mention it. I succeed in strengthening, but the sword comes down broken. Totally smashed, and body, dodged by the bow, collapses. There's no meaning to fixing such a broken piece. If I am to do it again, I have to do it from the very beginning. Nothing should be impossible. There's a model, and one can imitate. I have to be the foundation for position, work, experience, time, and giant turns. Must have decided to kill this annoying nuisance before Tosaka. There's my body. I glare at the giant. I have no fear, my mind is already burned up. Prepared, even for her own elimination. Saber is determined to use her holy sword. We have a new status. We'll read that later. There's another dead end. Do not use it. Unravels. Sorry, it's Logan's sword in Saber's hand. The one that must not be used. The saber I was told not to use that in any circumstance. Snap. It makes the lash. Don't use that saber. My left hand is burning, but the command spells disappear. This is the only way. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. All I want to know is you'll disappear if you use it. I won't allow that. And I can't forgive myself for not being able to let her sword freely. Not be save Tosaka myself. Saber falls to her knees. Just releasing the sword gets her like that. You can't use that sword in your conditions. Wait. If you can't use that sword, I'll make one that you can use.
現実で叶わない相自身が勝てないのなら勝て
But he said, it's obvious. That's the only thing I can do. So make it. Make something that will not lose to anything. Always imagine the strongest. Imagine the best imitation that will serve everybody. Even yourself. It's not difficult at all. It's not impossible. From the beginning, this body was a magic circuit specialized for this purpose alone. I spring up. Oh, buddy. It's on fire. That is... Saber's voice, blank, amazed. You stare. Hold it. We should not exist here. Does the sword have a will of its own? The golden sword does not stop as if pulled toward it, slashes through the giant's arm. Jessica falls to the arm. The sword that cut the arm shatters like glass. All the blood regurgitates. But that's not the problem here. The sword broke. That is impossible. I imitated the sword, it cannot be broken. It broke because it was not sufficient. My image of it fell short of the real sword. His eyes stare. The giant, I don't care about that. He is not my opponent. For Miyashiro, there is only one opponent. The sword just now wasn't perfect. The unbreakable sword broke because there was a flaw in the assumptions. I am the one to duplicate it. I cannot duplicate its shape. I must reproduce the maker. I hear a gasp. Part of me axe sword swing. Storm defending sword. I don't know if I'm desperate, but I'm blocking the attack with the sword in my hand. That's none of my business. What I need to do now is make the decision. That is a mistake as well. Miyashiro is not made for fighting. Your fight is mental fight. A fight with yourself. But being told. I must do the same. Objection. Start. I concentrate. I challenge myself, and no deviation and compromise allowed. Judging the concept of creation, hypothesizing the basic structure, duplicating the composition of material, imitating the skill of its making, synthesizing the experience of its growth, reproducing the accumulated years, excelling every manufacturing process. Now, bind the illusion and make the sword. The giant helmet. The sword blocks numerous blows, smashing the head. This is it. I'm tossed away. As soon as my consciousness returns, the sword must have left everything in my hand. I am easily thrown away by the attacks I was blocking until now. This is my arms are already gone. My wrist is about to rip off, but I can see the red meat. My legs won't move. All my muscles must have stopped working. I can't stand up. I made the sword that surpasses Berserker, but that's all. I am only a maker. I cannot handle the sword. The shadow engulfs me. He must know who needs to kill me first. Swinging his sword. But his sword is a fight. Yeah. I notice another hand. The air shakes violently. The giant launches the time. Sure, your hand. Hey, boy is closer than anything. The Berserker attacked like a gust. Saber must have rushed to me like a gale. Having rushed, Saber turned around and... Sword of rock breaks. Flash of golden sword smashed. And... the shape is... the ability must be similar as well. The golden sword digging deep into Berserker engulfs the giant's body inside. But that's only for an instant. The light disappears and silence returns to the forest. The strength starts parts from my body. The body that was so hot starts to cool down. Sword is disappearing from the tip. I watch it absentmindedly. We stand next to each other holding the same sword until it disappears completely. Wind blows, the forest clear. Neither the howl that shook the ground or the blows that cut through the air remain now.
So
So that is your sword, Sid. The undefeatable giant before motionless, says, deep voice, gazing at the knight that defeated.
これはカリバ
This
ー
is Caliber, the sword from
王
the
を
stone
選
of
定する
selection,
岩の剣
my sword that was forever
で
lost.
すが
But
今のは貴
it
様
was
の
not
剣
your
では
sword.
なかろう
It was only an illusion made by this man. Saber nods
所詮
quietly.
は互い
It
の
was an imitation of her, the sword that will never exist again. But still, Berserker's chest splits open, slowly. From the wound made by the light, he crumbles away like sand.
その幻想も
That his
侮れ
illusion cannot be underestimated.
よもやただ
I did not expect to destroy my body sevenfold with a single blow. There is no emotion to his dying words. The mad warrior follows his role until the very end, and his instant disperses as if fading into the light. I feel dizzy. Must be the cost of using such excessive magic. My blood, wild, is crushing my brain with too much oxygen. On top of that, I have a headache, like my head splitting open. It's because my enemy has disappeared. The thing numbing my pain has disappeared. The dizziness and the headache that came me as if to make up for what has accumulated.
シロ
Sure. Saber, a collapsing body. But she can't have enough energy to spare to care for me. No, I'm fine. My bones are broken here and there, but it's not fatal. That healing thing is working, so it'll be fine.
何を言うのです
Use
あれ
projection.
だけの投影魔術を
So
使
you
っ
must rest right now. Yeah, but someone I have to talk to first.
イリアスフィール
Ilias Field. Saber prepares herself. Ilias stand at the place Berserker used to be. Guys.
ちょうどいい
Good. And now you
何
touch.
のつもりかは知りませ
You
ん
don't know
が
which. No, Saber. You don't hurt Ilia. Since Berserker's gone, she's. I stopped Saber from remaining strength. You must not realize we're here. Staring at the ground, Ilia murmurs.
嘘
No way. You said Berserker. You sound like an abandoned child. Ilia. Strain Saber with my hand and quietly call out to her. You must have noticed me from that. Ilia raises. It suddenly falls to the ground like a doll being switched off. But I don't know what's going on. I just stare at the girl on the ground. As I try to replace her, Tosaka gets up. Berserker's hand has disappeared, and seemingly she's finally free. I must have relaxed, seeing Tosaka's safety. I feel like I'm about to faint. I can't whine like that. Even though we defeated Berserker, we're still in the forest. We should push our wounded bodies and get out of this forest now. I look up at the dawning sky. The town is far away, and I can't find any uninjured allies, nor any place on my own body that's not hurt. But still, we made it to the morning, the night that I was prepared not to live through. After driving the greatest enemy, we leave the winter forest. And that is the end of day 10. Day 11. However, we have to save because we're no longer continuing. Alright, so that's the first, that's this done. Alright, let us deal with the... I can nod for now. See? Yulia already has Berserker. She might be Magus like myself. I'll
シ
answer.
ロ
Silly for I.
分かった
Alright. Familiar. Answer with a lie as a temporary measure. Yes, great, now forever, Ishan. But she must be really happy at jumping from in joy. My heart's in pain. I convinced myself that I couldn't help the captive and deceived Ilia. Seeing her this happy makes me feel sorry, makes me feel like I couldn't listen to her selfishness but a bit. I feel dizzy. The invisible weight is resting on my back. Ilia felt her driven uneasiness.
何
sure.
シロ
Oh, I'll take off your ropes right away. It's not it, but I feel sick. I feel like I'm about to throw up, desperately adjust my breathing.
何
What?
気
You
分
don't feel
が
weak.
悪くなって
Your body's heavy.
体が
Uneasy. That smile. No, you have the cruel smile. Everything about Ilia.
そうシロのこと
I
な
know
ら
everything about you.
もう何でもわか
Because you made a
る
contract
シロ
with
は
me.
ね
You can't hide anything from me now. This is bad. Directed by unknown uneasiness. The former to stand up. Bama to remove. It's not bound by Ilia's magical energy. My body doesn't move. I'm held in. What have you?
何かしたのはシロ
It's
自
you
身よ
yourself that did it. You feel sick because you lied to me.
私に嘘をついたか
You're
ら
so kind. You hurt yourself.
けどそう
But
ね
yeah, you didn't put too much feeling in your answer, so I'll ask you again.
お兄ちゃん
You'll be mine, right? Weight on my back digs through my skin permeates inside me.
ほら認
Come,
めてシロ
admit your soul is mine now. I gasp. My mouth, air, self, my tongue repeats the words for others. Alright, so you're familiar.
え
Yes, I have accepted any issue in the name of Iliasfield.
シロ
I have sealed your soul now. Ilia, I have to get up, tear off this rope, and run as fast as I can. Even if Ilia gets in the way, I can push her to a side. Think will get out of hand if I don't. Yes, things will get so right. My limbs won't respond, as if telling me I am not their master.
ああ
Oh,
心配し
don't
なく
worry,
ていい
Shiro.
よシロ
It's just called.
今のシロは
It's just that all the commands
体に送
for
る
your body
命
are
令
shut
で
off right
そ
now.
の体はシロの
I'll make
魂を起
that
動
that
さ
body
せるだ
something
けのものにして
that'll hold your soul
すぐに新しい体を用意させるわ
and quickly make you a new body.
人間の体
Human
は
bodies are
壊れやす
fragile.
いから
So we're gonna try to remind you of something that won't matter if it breaks.
ああだけど
Oh,
シロに
I
言
guess
って
you
も
don't
わから
understand
ない
what I'm saying, huh?
うん説
I
明
guess
し
you won't
て
be able
も
to
時
explain
間湧かないだろうし
without even learning about it.
セラリーゼリッ
So,
ト
Leslie,
今から
I'm
アポ
going
ー
to
トを
start
す
the
るから
report now.
適当な人
So
形を
bring
持っ
me a
て
suitable doll. I can't even talk. Even though I'm here, I feel like
お待たせいたしましたお
you're
嬢
a
様
lady.
ア
I
ポ
hear you
ー
were
ト
going to.
ええ
Yes.
本当は来た
I
くな
really
いけど
don't to wear it,
万が一にも失
but I'll
敗
use
し
the
たくない
heavenly
から
garment
天
once
意
I
を使うわ
fail no matter what.
Liz.
Liz, can you get ready?
できてる
She's done.
け
But
ど
is this still alright?
何を
What? Are you going to tell
出
him
来損ないのくせに意
what
見
to
する
do
の
even though you're my
リーゼリ
failure?
ット
Shiro,
私は悪
so
く
I
ない
can make him.
はい
No,
おじ
you are not
リーゼ
mistaken.
リット言葉が過ぎますよ
Much less.
こ
We do
の
not
よ
care
う
what
な
happens
人
to
間
such
一
a
人
human.
どうなろうと構いません
Cool. It should be an honor for it.
セラ
So,
イリアに甘
You
い
indulge Ilia too much.
そうい
You
うのは
realize
逆
that
効
has the
果だ
opposite effect.
リーゼリット
Let's read. Do
お
not
嬢
speak of
様
my
をそ
lady
の
like
ように
that.
お呼びするのはやめなさい
Einsberg Mero. He is different from
I-
failures like us.
はあ
Ilia, let's start.
Ilia.
Sella is annoying.
リーゼリッ
Of the two servants, the calm one approaches me. Liz. The one called Leslie.
トごめんね
Sorry. You won't be able to go back to this
Oh,
container anymore. Blanks my vision as if turning off
そ
the
れと
switch.
お嬢様
Oh, my lady.
森に何者かが侵入したよ
Someone
う
has
ですが
trespassed in the forest.
いかがい
What should
た
we
し
do?
ましょう
Should we send Berserker? Assume voices. My mind is connected to my limbs, my senses are already gone. If I'm not connected to my body, what is listening to?
まさか
Of course not.
せっかく来てくれたん
They
だか
came a
ら
long way to
ちゃんとも
so
てな
simple
してあげないと
as
失
we greet them
礼
public.
でしょ
You two hide yourselves with the Berserker.
リンとセーバ
I
ー
will
に
have Rin and Saber see that
私の
Shiro
もの
has
になった
become
シ
mine.
ロを見てもらう
After
わ
that, I'll let Berserker do what he wants. I don't have any sense, but I feel like my arm is being grabbed. I start to pass out. I don't know what'll happen in a few minutes. I understand that my fight has already ended. Bad end. Yeah, of course it's the fucking bad end. Yes, we would like to see the Tiger Dojo. Because that's the entire point.
は
Hi.
ーい今
I
更
don't
言
think
う
I
まで
need
も
to tell
な
you,
いと
but
思う
this
け
is
ど
the place that
たっ
comforts
ぷ
you
り
bad
の
ends.
苦しむ
A
中
drop
で
of
も
water in
掴
the
め
distance.
た
The
ばかり
Tiger Dojo.
今回は記念
This
す
is
べ
time
き
to commemorative
は
lucky number
記念
7.
のなんと
It is actually number
シロ
7,
が
right?
私のものになった記念
That's actually really funny if it is. It's indeed number 7. Which means we've died 7 times. Shit. Oh well. Memorable day. Shiro finally became mine.
皆さん
Please clap, everyone.
おめでとう
Congratulations, Yulia-chan. We will congratulate you, you devil child.
全くあなたって子は
Jeez, what happened to the... I
前回
talked about last time about getting depressed because you made Shiro yours by force. Shiro accepted my offer willingly this time, so it's not my fault. I bet Shiro was happy too, because Shiro, Sella, and Liz, and I are going to live happily ever after this. I think you say that.
言われて
It
み
seems
れ
like
ば
paradise.
年派も以下のお姫
A
様
bright
に
young
囲われる
princess.
っていうのも
That'd
単美で
be
いいかも
beautiful and good.
え
Yes, it's a privilege that I have alone.
どうあっても
That
でき
you
ない
and Sakura lack.
そういうわけで
So Shiro and I have
私と堕落した道
on a
で
corrupted honeymoon.
まあ早い話ぼつ
Well, the 8th seed was discarded though.
うん
That hurts, Senpai.
きついっす
I thought you promised not to mention that.
思い上がるな
Do not be conceited.
あこらそこ
Hey, you there.
一番弟子をいじめない
Don't you pick on my senior student.
また逃げられた
She got away again. Who is she anyway?
イリアちゃん大丈夫
Oh well, are you alright?
気合入ったっ
You're filled with spirit. Senpai's words are always
なん
profound.
か師匠以上に信頼関係を
Feels like you have
作
more
っているよう
relation,
な
mutual trust with the master and student.
あーところで弟子一
By the
号
way, you say
よ
doll
く
a
人
lot,
形に
but
するとか言う
not
け
that
ど
doll,
まさか
right?
あら
Oh, you
タイ
don't?
ガー
So you're doing
怪
Steiger?
談話は
Do you like
嫌い
stories
な
about
の
dolls that are
そ
alive?
れじゃあみんな
So
今回の
everyone, this
怪
Tiger
談
Dojo is finished!
今回も選択肢間違
You
い
made the
だ
wrong
から
choice.
直前に
あーごもう
聞かぬ
Thanks, cute.
大丈夫よ人形に関し
The
て
thing
は
about
ず
the
っと
doll
後の
come up
話
later
が
on,
出てくるから
so I'll explain it to you then.
みんなそれま
Everyone,
では
please be
我慢
patient
して
until then.
セイバーや
And
り
keep
に
Saber
行き
Rid Company. The doll will come up in Heaven's Feel. Okay, so let's delete this one. On to this one. It'll be used. Done.
おう
This is the training
選
year.
択ミスで猫
That saves you people heading straight to hell because of a mistake. I'm the CDC in perfect condition and pumped out. Splatterhouse!
私
Why does
なん
it...
か悪いことした
Did I do something bad?
黙らっしゃい
Shut up, this is the 8th Tiger Dojo, but you've killed Shiro 5 times already.
大量殺人
There's a limit to murder too, you know.
へ
But
えこんなの
this is still on the
可愛い
cute
の
side.
だって最終的
Because in the
に
end, the one who kills Shiro with the most is...
ネタバレ
I,
禁止権
spoiler prohibition, sorry.
ふーんだ当たらないよ
That such attack won't affect me.
大体ねリストじゃ
Anyways,
私は最下位
I'm at the
だ
bottom of the list.
ほらちゃんと見な
So
さい
look at
よ
this notebook. Revenge! Healy.
こんな嫌いな人が
Topeka Assassination Notebook. Revenge. Titled Ilya. I didn't know such a list of killers existed.
本当だちょっと何
You're
よ
right.
この嘘記録
Hey, what are all these lies?
なんでイリアちゃんにいい子でしょ
Why do you get the
なんて
good
ついて
girl
る
award?
それは私の
It's
立
just
ち
my
回
actions
り
are so
今の
graceful.
人は
People more than have died to check out all the ends where I kill Shiro.
再殺傷さんな
You'll
んだと
notice
微妙
that's a
に
bit different from the
違うことに
ones where the
気がつ
winner
くから
of the most kills award.
微妙な違い
Well, that's about trivial
考える
things.
と疲れるし
Thinking tires me out. I don't remember who kills Shiro the most. I do not remember who kills Shiro the most. I don't think it's Caster. Is it Kuzuki? No. It's not Ilya. Like, when they're saying she's at the bottom of the list, she is actually at the bottom of the list. Oh, is it Shiro? Like, unintentionally, like, what, that, or is it Ryder? Might be Ryder. No, it's not Ryder. I do not remember. There is someone I think the most deaths I believe is they caused like 8 or 9.
選択自体は間違
Well,
えたものではないと思うけ
Don't
ど
think the choice was
ど
wrong.
うしてこんな結果
So
に
why
なっ
did
ちゃ
it
っ
end
た
up like?
純粋な魔力
It's just like magical energy.
セイバーは
Seemed to recover enough magical GG. Use Excalibur, but she didn't have enough to spend. And then defend. I don't think if that weak Excalibur could take off even 2 of Berserker slots.
なるほど
See, so this time one lost because of a smart choice. Us. The critical tightrope where you die. You know, the defensive, and if you go on the offensive,
相変わらず微
it's
妙な
difficult
バランス
balance as usual.
微妙っていうかキャラ性能的に積んでる感
Feels
じ
more
で
like a checkmate than a balance considering character's abilities.
やるべそ直前の選択
Then
肢
this
に
dojo
戻
is
って
finished.
若
So
さ
go
ゆ
back
え
to
に
previous choice
もう
and try to admit your reckless choice. Yeah. Got it. Now we are going to go breeze on through this because we've already seen all this. No, we can't do it. How about that bed? Let's you hide under the bed at the end. I'm worried about Tozaka. Basically, it's just you talk to Tozaka at the end. Yeah, and then what's the point? Which basically is no, it's useless. Doesn't really change anything. Don't use it. Whoop. Spoilers. Or is it read only? Basically, I'm just putting it as read only for myself. Alright. So hopefully it's been a good time. I will see you here next time. Bye.